want to test the sound a little bit. So.
I'll hover over the mute button then.
Yeah. Well, you can tell me if it's working. So
That's true. Yeah.
True. Yeah. So,
Yes. It's not.
how you feeling, Alan?
Oh, not bad, mate.
Good. Did you have a good
Had a
weekend?
bit of a rough.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I had a very good weekend. Thank you.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah. Thanks, mate. But you're not feeling good at the moment? Had a rough night?
Yeah, it was a bit. Well, no, it was a bit of a rough week. So, I haven't been to my daughter's on the bus this year before.
All right.
So,
yeah.
and Saturday afternoon, I was on for getting there the quickest possible time I've ever done it on the bus. And then I got about 3 miles from where she is, and the bus then promptly took over 2 hours to get there.
Oh, what?
Bloody hell.
Because we were sat in a traffic jam because there was a serious accident on the bypass.
Yeah.
And there was a huge event for Diwali at the showground, and everything was having to go around one roundabout.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
I can imagine.
But Remembrance Parade was its usual. Although not having the kids and the grandkids in tow did mean that I could avoid going to the church service because the veterans aren't required to afterwards.
Yeah.
And instead go to the Glasshouse pub around the corner with everybody else.
Oh, good.
That's where you should properly pay your respects. Yeah.
Yeah. And it is a Spoons, but Green King IPA, $1.99 a pint.
Fucking £2 for a pint of IPA. Yeah, I'll have some of that.
Yeah. And of course, that would be your local beer growing up, wouldn't it? Just about.
It was pretty much, yeah. Yeah. It's one of those beers that the pubs either got spot on or horribly wrong.
Yeah.
You'd think IPA would be a safe bet, but a number of times I've had duff pints of IPA. But yeah, that was pretty much my trying to find a decent picture of this fucking tank.
Yeah. Fortunately, I have to say they didn't get it wrong.
Well, that's all right then, because a good pint of IPA, you
helps.
Let's stick that in the stream chat.
Yeah. I'll switch back so you can see the stream. Just share it.
There we go. That's Spud.
Share. Share? Where'd you put it? Oh, that stream. Which stream did you put it?
Stream chat.
In chat? I mean, I gotta go to my own Discord.
Yeah. Honestly. Come on, get with it.
Oh, dear. Make me do work, you know. Wait. Where are you? There we are, Spud. I gotta switch over so we can see Discord. No, that's not Discord. It's Discord. Discord. There we go.
I did get home to find out that on the previous week when the grandkids were here, one of them turned off my deep freeze.
Yeah, what? Sorry, just cut out. Just did the wrong syllable.
One of the when they were here the previous week at the end of the week, one of my grandchildren turned off my deep freeze.
A deep freeze, because all I got was DI and what sounded like CK, and I'm just saying.
Deep freeze.
I don't think that's what you said. Your deep freeze. Oh no.
Turned your freezer off.
Oh, yes, dear. They turned the freezer off.
That's nice of them.
The problem is it's only got one light on it. It turns out the one light tells you that the power is plugged in and turned on.
But not that the freezer is on.
It tells you nothing about how cold, whether it's down to temperature or not.
Yeah. Oh, right. Oh, I didn't realise you'd got it up in YouTube. I had my Zoom over the top of that. That is the FV 4005. Well, the turret is anyway. That's not the original chassis. And it seems that thanks to World of Tanks, who, like I say, sponsor the Tank Museum quite a lot, that turret plus a Mark III Centurion chassis, which is what the original turret sat on and has long since gone, they're going to renovate it, put it all back together, and hopefully have it driving around at their Tank Fest next year. That's a 183mm gun, the biggest gun that was ever fitted to a tank.
It looks like it was welded together in the middle to get the length. Looks like they slotted one barrel into another. Suppose that's to stop it. Suppose that's to stop it blowing out in the center. Because in theory, you could have more pressure there. So, interesting.
What you can't see in that photo is out the back. There's what they call a recoil spade, which is generally what they fit to artillery. The recoil of this gun was so huge that you had to put the recoil spade down first before you fired it, because otherwise it would move the tank backwards. It produced 95 tons of recoil.
So
no. Oh, they did say that if the turret was tipping the tank over.
Buffering, yeah, I can see that.
So why put a turret on it at all? Why not just?
Well, it's a turret, but it's really there just to offer protection to the gun crew. It's not an armored turret. It's just to protect you from sort of shrapnel and small arms fire, and that's about it. And inside there's an auto load. Yes, your YouTube is still going, but it's obviously just buffering away.
Is it? Because it says it's looking good at my end.
Oh, hang on a minute then. Let me do it.
I see lots of ducks on the screen. So
Yeah, it's going. I just refreshed it myself.
Oh yes, yeah. Just needed to refresh it.
Yeah.
Cool.
We all seem to be working sort of ish. Okay. Sorry about that. It started off with green lights and then it just went downhill from there. So where we're at to? Why do we have ducks on the screen?
Oh, I don't know.
Do you know why ducks have feathers?
What the hell is that ugly ass thing, Alan?
I can't believe you just said that.
What, the aircraft that nuked Washington and New York twice?
That thing is ugly.
The world's best medium bomber.
B-52.
All right.
It's the Avro Vulcan B2. There, you'll be happy with that one, won't you?
Yeah, no, that's a pretty airplane.
Can't believe you said the Vulcan was ugly.
It is.
It's not the prettiest.
You can go off people pretty bloody quick, you know.
Yeah, people could upset you all of a sudden.
Yeah. I mean, I could understand it if you happened to be in the vicinity of Port Stanley in 1982. What the fuck is that?
Yeah.
We flew 4,000 miles to try and bomb your runway. We hit it once.
Yeah. We only needed to hit it once.
Well, yeah, he didn't. It was more psychological than anything else. But
Yeah,
we
exactly.
want you to fly from Ascension Islands to the Falklands. You got any maps? Nope. All right then.
Well, so I suppose I better put up some video. G'day out there, by the way. I want to say g'day Drudy, g'day Nerdler, g'day Clive, g'day from Frundle. Who else does he? G'day Larry, g'day Dave, g'day Darren. Is anybody? If I did, I'm not going to say g'day to farmers. It's whatever. To answer your earlier question, Paul, yes, I am enjoying Brilliant.
Good.
Loving the logic questions I'm going through at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah. 99 blue hats, 1 red hat, 2 red hats, 2 white and blue. How do you work out who's got what hat on? That sort of thing. Fun stuff. I'm sort of broken. I did a really long session with what's his name? Your Angle.
Oh, yeah.
Your Angle.
That'd break your brain.
Yeah, so I've sort of trying to avoid spending too much time on gyms just for a couple of days and try and get back. It's like,
Well, that'd make you want to go away and learn something to not feel so dumb, right?
Yeah, right. What's it over? We got accused of editing the live stream because we started this conversation because it came out with that the equator and the prime meridian were the same thing at 0. And we said, no, it's not. And we went through this whole discussion. And then he said, no, you never said that. And then we played it back and he accused that we had edited the live stream somehow. So, yeah, amongst other things that he said a whole lot of stupidity for about 5 hours.
That doesn't make any sense. What did he say? The equator
the
and
equator
the prime meridian
are the same line at 0 degrees, right? Because the equator is 0 degrees and the prime meridian is 0 degrees, right?
They cross each other. But
Yes, we did go through all this.
they cross each other on the other side, too.
We did go through all this. And we also went that, it's the prime meridian is, a line of longitude. And it goes through Greenwich, and then he came out. No, it doesn't go through Greenwich. It goes through Greece, because the Greeks came up with all this. Euclidean came up with all this. You mean Euclidean? Yeah. And proceeded to say, spherical is not. That this is all Euclidean geometry, we're saying, but actually, a lot of this is non-Euclidean geometry.
You mean Euclidean geometry? That's what he calls it.
Euclidean, yeah. It was whatever it was. It was. It was. Just went on from. It just went on from one thing to another. Just keep going.
That boy's got the IQ of Euclidean claw hammer.
So I pinned it out at one stage because he kept saying that up was north, and I said, surely you're just misquoting it, right? You think up the page is north, right? And he said, yeah. And he said, plumb bob? And I said, yeah. And I said, so do you think the string of a plumb bob faces north-south? And he said, yes. And I said, is that truly what you mean? Because he kept saying that, it was upper and lower of sea level. And I said, because obviously that's change in elevation. And he's trying to say that the change in elevation is north and south. Right. Because I kept trying to work out how any of this had to do with sea level, but apparently that's another one of his ideas. Yes, so
yeah, I heard part of that.
Yes, it was a long session. So I avoided.
I see. Bev and his flunkies were in the MMM Discord yesterday.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
I didn't get to hear it, but I saw he turned up, and all of a sudden, all of these old familiar names all appeared in the chat, and then of course the the text chat was just full of shit.
I miss out on all this fun stuff every time. I can never catch anything good over there. I know it happens, but I just wrong
Well, like I
time.
say, I couldn't listen to it, but you can have a quick look on your phone whilst you're at work or whatever and go, oh yeah, all the idiots have turned up. And there was Emma going, what's a sphere? It's a globe. Who cares? And it's like, no, hang on a minute, you're all flat earthers. You can't be going around saying it's not flat.
But they're not flat earthers.
But they are.
But they're like,
no, their level is horizontalers.
Yeah, they're flat earthers.
Exactly.
Because somebody made a comment about falling for Bev's crap, and I said, yeah, they fall for it every time. And he made some snide comment back at me about logic, and I just went, what's the shape of the Earth, Bev? Gone.
Yeah.
There's no quicker way to shut him up just to say, what do you think the shape of the Earth is, Bev? You have to ask it correctly. You just ask him, what do you think the shape of the Earth is? You'll get it. He's gone. Silence.
Yes.
Because he's a flat earther, and he just
Yeah.
he's too coward to admit it.
Yes. As well as a disingenuous lying.
Oh, he's definitely a DLC.
One of those, yeah.
But
Yep.
they all are, because if you watch any of his any of his shows that he does during the week, they're all talking about the flat Earth, but they're not flat earthers. I mean,
Yes, that's right. I haven't listened to Bev for quite some time. I gotta admit. I didn't know how is he getting anyone going over there? Must be.
Well,
every now and then of an evening, if I'm sat there watching the telly, I'll just if he's live, I'll jump in on my phone and just listen to 30 seconds, and that 30 seconds could be any show in the last 4 years.
Yeah.
It's just the same shit every time. I don't know how we do it.
Speaking of that sort of stuff, oops. I sent you guys your obligatory link in the chat there.
Yeah, but I think we're better off using the one in the YouTube chat.
Why don't you like that one, Alan? I think farmers should use the one in the Zoom chat.
Oh no, I'm not having that one. Bollocks to that. I had opened up the one that was in the YouTube chat first. So yeah, Kundalini Tropical Cat. I'll tell you what, I'll keep that open.
You never know. You never
He's
know.
only got to say two things, and it's bingo. He's not going to say one thing is bingo, but you want to get the full card, don't you?
Yeah, that's right.
I'll just tuck that away there in the background. Just
I'll put up for the peanuts what they get on the Zoom guys. I gave them this nice special card, but this is the result when they follow their link, as opposed to the ordinary link.
yeah.
So today with our Lindsay fan, we got Clive. Clive's a big Lindsay fan. He can explain this to us at the end. Celestial bodies are a microscopic point of view. Well, this should be it'll be Lindsay. So let's see how we go. Everyone ready? Got your selected cards?
Yeah, come on then. Let's go for
Come
it.
on, let's go for it.
I'm about to explain what a photon is, and I don't think science has explained it properly to anybody. So I've just done a post on Facebook. I thought, well, that's worth a video. So I'll read you the post I put up on Facebook, and then we'll just go over a few details and draw a few pictures so you understand what I'm talking about. See, understanding the flat Earth model, because this channel is all about the flat Earth design, all the physics involved. Once you understand the flat earth model, you start to understand all of physics. You can go and check what science knows about it, and then go back to your flat earth design and go, oh, look at me. That's what it is. That's what it means.
Thanks.
And you can
Nah.
explain it to people a bit better. Well, you certainly understand it a lot better than what these flipping scientists try to describe and all these. But anyway.
Whoop. I don't know what I could do there. Sorry, I've lost my card. I've got to grab it. Oh, it's behind Lindsay. Let's try again. There you go.
A photon is the smallest possible vibration of an electromagnetic wave. In other words, it is the focal point in the manifestation of its frequency wave, which is more or less a particle. Particles or waves in brackets. It's the question in science, isn't it? Take our sun, for example. We cannot have an electromagnetic field without first having the ignition at the point of creation. But once the ignition back at creation takes place, man's pupil gets to see an image, which is the photon/sun in the electromagnetic wave. More proof that the wandering stars are photons, focal points of the respective energy fields, as secondary to creation, and only seen by man as images due to his black hole pupil receivers of
Single
the sent
photons.
frequency out of the black hole of creation. They are seen as signs, just as the Bible states. This is also an explanation as to why we can never see creation, why it is just a thought and only described in a metaphysical or metaphorical way. To us it comes from nothing, till it is observed as the focal point in the wave. And we as life are also created within the wave/waves, outside of creation. We are in the expressed field of the initial ignition, now observable as the focal points, images, of the resonant frequencies, just as the sand forms patterns on the plates vibrating to a certain frequency. We all exist as holograms in the atmospheric moisture. We only think everything is physical due to our programming/5 senses. There's a guy on YouTube or Facebook, I didn't bother searching for it, who's very good at showing us the frequencies in water and the shapes that are forming in water. Like they're almost faces, human faces, when he gets the frequency right. The photon or particle is at the center of this wave pattern. See the photo below. Check out the ancient Egyptian photo. Now, you're not going to see this photo, I think.
Ancient Egyptian photo.
So basically, everything exists in a wave. Right, the center of that wave is the photon. Is the focal point. Its lowest vibrational point. Now, in this picture here, this is an ancient,
Another
You're gonna see that.
ancient Egyptian photo.
an ancient hieroglyph or painting on the walls in Egypt. I'm not sure if you can see that. But look,
And
where have you seen those?
And you think that's the same thing?
On those resonating, vibrating plates, the sand forms those patterns. They know everything's a wave. So let's explain a few things. Well, I showed you the picture of the waves. I don't need to draw that now. So everything that works on the flat earth design. All the energy comes out of the centre Arctic. It's waveform and wave. Imagine the wave coming all the way out. It only goes so far. A wave doesn't go for infinity. This is why we can only go so far in our realm to the southern perimeter here before the wave collapses. And this is the whole toroidal field of our Earth. It collapses at the end. But then it finds its way back. It's
Toroidal
a recycling, returning. So out here we have Saturn, right?
It's
Out
clicking
here
it.
away from the sun. Saturn, the weakest field. Right out here, the weakest field. Expanded, the wave is expanded. You've got to take us as the centre point. You can say we're a photon in the centre of our realm. But there has to be a focal point in these gaseous frequency layers. And that's what the photon is. It's the image. It's unseen
So-
back in creation.
a photon.
Expressed out. So it's
Yeah,
expressed out. And
Just a single
we're in
one.
this expressed out field. We are walking in this wave. So man can never leave this cycle, this wave of energy from its centre. We can only go so far and the wave dies. Just like man will die. He can only go so far. It's all based on pressure. This is why we cannot leave our realm. Just like you can't go up too far. You just can't get out, can we? So this is when you start thinking, well, what's our purpose in life? then you have to go back to my other videos explaining what it's all about. It's about waking up the human brain and going within, not trying to get out. It's for dummies. You've got to go within. All about the human brain. Look, 2 hemispheres of the human brain. Another tropical gap. This is the northern hemisphere. The centre of your brain. The gap between the 2 hemispheres is here actually. But overall, it's there.
Kundalini.
Break it down. There's your 2 hemispheres. Left and right brain. To do with your thalamus. Your thalamus is the hidden brain. Your second brain or third brain. Third eye. Like the Akasha records are in that thalamus.
3 more hemispheres than you have.
And this is all exposed for us in the Bosnian pyramid, where they've got that ceramic stone. That ceramic stone is a representation of your thalamus. Believe it or not. And what's carved on the
not 2.
ceramic stone? Exactly what I've been saying in my videos.
No, it's not.
It's all about we are locked. The gates are shut. We are born into darkness. Mind is shut. When the gates are opened, then you are free. So when the gates are opened, there's a celestial alignment. That's basically what's written on this stone in ancient European language, and they've deciphered it. It says, we're stuck here, the gates are closed, we must fight like warriors till the stargate opens. And the stargate is all about a celestial alignment that I've talked about a lot, but I haven't given the full story because I'm going to put it in a book. So,
Okay, the book now.
understanding the meaning to life, okay? Understanding these layers. The moon, the sun and the moon are separated as man and woman are separated in this physical world. We're not one anymore. But back at creation, so there's our black hole. Well, the black hole doesn't go like that. That's what how can we imagine it as in the dual force, the dual world,
Where's the
duality. But in reality, the black hole is like this, flatlined. Everything is in there. Well, where's in there? Exactly. It's a thought, the centre of the mind. We have to go there. This is what meditation is all about. It's not exercising in physical yoga. It's first being using mantra yoga, the vibrations. What is the vibration? The frequency is basically aligning your chakra frequency-wise. Aligning the chakra helps raise the kundalini.
Oh,
the
no.
vibrations are om.
Fucking bingo. Bingo, that one. All of those fuckers, thank you very much. I have got a full card thanks to Timbo.
Yeah.
I can't believe he said Kundalini.
That's... That's
He only had to say 2 things and he did. Bless his heart.
Oh, dear.
Might just getting quite close on the others as well. But
I was looking for flux, I think, and I had it, but Kundalini
I just needed to rhyme spell.
Dear. Oh, there you
thank
go.
God for that, because he was really out there on that one.
He was gone.
Oh dear.
Particularly his expression of explanation of photons. His planets are a single photon. Okay. Well, they're a bit fleeting then, aren't they?
What do you mean that doesn't count?
Why doesn't it count? Oh, Clive. Clive hates it when we don't finish the videos. It's gunning for a Lindsay marathon.
I'm sorry. This counts.
Yeah. Hang on, I'll put it up. Oh yeah, you got it. You don't get much more counting
counts.
than 25
Sorry,
crosses.
I mean that's. Oh, there you go. Just to prove that I did get a full card.
Yes. Oh, you didn't answer my question earlier, by the way. Why do ducks have feathers?
So they don't have to buy dinners.
No, buddy. No, so they get something to hide their quack holes.
Dear, oh dear.
Did it? Another one. Oh, okay, we'll move on. Ah, things you hear. I did hear that one. Do you want to see Rachie do it a quiz?
Doing a quiz.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, she was. Oh, I'm trying to think. Yeah, she was with somebody the other day. I can't remember which one it was. I didn't watch it.
You did say doing a quiz and not doing a whiz.
No, quiz. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness.
No kink shaming here.
I don't know why
What's the
she
quiz that I was
posted.
taking?
I don't know why she posted this, but she did. Anyway.
Oh, and Clive, I wasn't doing 2 cards. I had 3.
Yeah, we are allowed to have multiple cards, Clive.
Multiple Clives.
Multiple Clives. Well, I was looking at 2 Clives there. Multiple cards.
Yeah, yeah, this is a little short she put out, isn't it? I have seen this one. Yeah.
Okay. Here you go. Before she plays it, what is the unit of relative density? Anyone?
There is no unit.
That's right.
It's a unitless ratio.
Yeah.
What is the unit of relative density? So this is also known as specific gravity. And the answer is no unit, because relative density, aka specific gravity, if you're talking about relative density being specific gravity, has no units. Another question.
Although I thought, what? I only posed
What?
too quick.
Was in geometry, what do you call a point where 2 or more lines meet?
It's vertex, apparently.
Yeah.
And the answer is a vertex.
It's
More
a shame that she's
specifically,
showing
a
this
vertex
quiz
is a point
after
where
she's
2 or
done it.
more curves, lines, or edges meet.
Well, that's what I thought. So, like, this is question 14 of the quiz.
Yeah, what happened to the other 13?
Yeah.
Did she have to go past those to find one that she knew?
No. She's trying, but I was like, I don't get
Either
why
that
you
or
posted
she
those.
was looking for questions that were pertinent.
Yeah.
Here at the end, there's the problem.
Ah, yeah.
Back to the start of the video.
Back to the start of the video.
Yeah. That's it.
That is, it's just one
That's
of
it.
these little, you know.
That's it.
I don't think it was even a minute long, was it?
No.
Oh, it's a short.
It's 30 seconds.
Okay.
I was like, okay.
I don't know if she gave a link to the quiz that she'd found either. So it was like, okay, well, yeah, this is what we've been telling you all along. Yeah, how can relative density be in disequilibrium, which is, I believe, an economics term originally anyway? How can a unitless ratio be in disequilibrium? I mean, how many years have we been telling them that?
Yes.
Oh, there's my comment along those lines. Yeah.
Oh, did you? Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
And that's why really cannot be deceived.
Yeah. That's why when it was Brian's logic had asked, I think both me and Blue, if we would have an online discussion with them about relative density disequilibrium. It's like,
Sorry. Yeah.
no.
What?
Why would we do that?
But she, that first question, what's the unit for relative density?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the unit of relative density? It's obviously not the same quiz because, you know, it doesn't look the same. But I don't know why she...
Huh. What does she mean, no units? None. Huh.
No unit.
Well,
It's
yeah,
just
relative density doesn't have units, does it?
It's just
Well, you can call it
Difference.
specific gravity.
Same thing.
It's the same damn thing. It's kilograms per cubic meter.
No, that's density.
That's density, not relative density.
Relative density is a unitless ratio.
because it's
yeah.
one lot of units divided by the same
I'm
lot of
yeah, I'm
units.
still sleeping.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, the units cancel out. And all you're left with, is like a number, like 18 or 2 or whatever.
Thank you for the lesson. I agree. Yes.
It's alright. She did post another one on. This was like, I haven't bothered doing the sound to this because it's like it's
I think she is begrudgingly seeing sense, isn't she?
a little bit on some things. Yeah.
A little bit. It's slow and painful, but
Yeah. It's like yes.
yes. How can the sun cast shadows upwards if the Earth is flat? And the answer
Yeah.
is, well, it couldn't.
Well, according
Obviously.
to Mabbit, it reflects off the Earth. Right, Mabbit did this.
Well, Mabbit is just a gormless parrot for any flat Earth nonsense that's out there, particularly if it comes from Mr. Vice.
Yes. So, that's Rachel. I do have. I missed it. Oh, hey, can anyone tell me this? This one, I've come across this one. I decided I'm going to torture you guys because I have to troll through these videos to find content. So I'm going to torture you guys with some of the things I've had to listen to. That's Brian's logic. Well, Brian's. I don't have Brian's logic written on my thing. I refuse to put Brian's logic. I just put Brian's.
Well, hello there.
Yeah. Okay. How many times do you think it's going to cough in the first 10 seconds? You got a number?
Unfortunately, I watched this.
Yeah. Well, here we go. I'll put it on.
Although he does have some dandy lip smacking that he does in this one.
Oh no!
Listen closely.
Yeah.
Well, how are you doing? Okay,
What?
this video is going to be about how unworkable the claimed oxymoron of a spherical triangle is in reality. This is going to be how they're purely mathematical. I've shown this in the past where they're all mathematical and they're all derived from the center of a sphere. They can't be measured in reality because you can't measure, for a start, you can't measure a triangle that has greater or less than 180 degrees. It's impossible. If you're not adhering to geometry, then it can't be measured. Simple as that. So no one actually measures these things. There's a lot of claims of them being measured, but no one actually measures them. No surveyor anywhere ever measured a spherical triangle. What they do is they calculate. That's what they do. It's a pure calculation. There is no spherical triangle ever measured. I'm going to show here
Well,
why there's never been a spherical triangle measured. Okay, I'm just going to go right to here. So you can see this white line here, right? This one here and this one here. So this is from the North Pole to the equator on a globe, on Google Earth. Over here and back up to the North Pole. Now, technically, right, I started here, I came down to here, over to here and back up, right? So the full perimeter of that is 16,580.48 miles, right? Now, this is why spherical trigonometry is a lot of rubbish. When I go and take this length here, which will be 6,214.32 miles, right? And I get this length, which is between here and here. That length doesn't matter too much because, that is the length of that.
Doesn't matter.
Is 4,151.84 miles. So 6,214 miles is the length of the first. / miles is the length of the first of the opposite, and the length of the adjacent is 4,151.84, right? And that gives us a hypothesis. It's like a right angle triangulator. Sorry, right angle triangulator. Right angle calculator gives us a hypotenuse length of 7,473. So miles. So we have 6,214 as our opposite. We have 4,151.84 as our adjacent, and 7,473 as our hypotenuse. Right. See, this is the problem. We just come back to here. So on a globe, right, the full polygon is our full perimeter, let's just say, is 16,580.48 statute miles. Side A is 6,214.32 miles. Side B is 4,151.84 miles. But side C has to be equal to side A because the line is coming along the equator and then back up to the North Pole. So both side A and C have to be equal, right? You know, this is nonsense. Because side A has to be 6,214.32 miles as well, right? But in reality, where as I showed earlier, when we use, let's say, the full polygon in reality, or full perimeter is 17,839.16 miles. Side A will be 6214.32 miles. Side B will be 4151.84 miles. But side C won't be 6214.32. It'll be 7473 miles. Right, just to show.
Well, how do you know C is not?
You know, 7473 miles. Right, that's what it will be. So that's the problem the globe has. The reality is 7473. What they have to have, they have no choice because they're trying to use a spherical surface. It's 6214.32. So if you and I didn't realize this until I started using Google Earth on the big scale. Every single triangle, right angle triangle you try and make on Google Earth, every single one of them, right, will have an hypotenuse shorter than reality, right? In reality, a triangle, right, every right angle triangle will have a longer hypotenuse than every supposed spherical triangle oxymoron, right, hypotenuse, right? And this is the proof of it. Right,
so Google Earth is out.
Notice this
in
in
the
the past on our
Distances are
videos
wrong.
that there's always a shorter hypotenuse on the globe. Why is there a shorter hypotenuse on the globe? I know why there's a shorter hypotenuse. I'm going to tell you, right?
Yeah, because you're on the
You
surface
use
of
this
the
line
sphere,
here,
you twat.
any of these two lines, let's just say, right? And
There
this line
are no
here, they're
right
straight
angle
lines.
triangles on the surface of a goddamn.
The hypotenuse between
Yep,
them,
yep.
so this is our opposite, this is our adjacent, then the hypotenuse between them will be longer than this line here. And why will it be longer? Because what Google Earth has to do and what spherical trigonometry has to do, right, is they have got to keep the area in between these three lines equal, right, to what it would be within the to what it would be as area within an actual triangle. So what they've got to do, and this makes no mathematical sense whatsoever, they've got to shorten the hypotenuse every time. Now I just used their North Pole to their equator, the North Pole to the equator. I just used that.
I just have one question. Which one's the hypotenuse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, I just show proof of one. But you can do it with any right,
Those are hard
any
to
right angle.
find on a sphere.
Yeah. I like for him to determine that's the hypotenuse. And if he did a full quarter one, and all three lines are the same, then which one's the hypotenuse?
They're all hypotenuses, Timbo.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
That's why I want to know. Well, Google Earth must know because it has to shorten one of them, right? So how does it know which one to shorten?
Triangle on Google Earth. If you make a right angle triangle and you use latitude and longitude to make a right angle triangle on Google Earth, and then you use a right angle triangle calculator, what you're going to see is that there is always a shorter hypotenuse with their oxymoron spherical triangle. I call it an oxymoron because it can't exist in reality. Because there's
the clue's in the word that we stick in front of it. But anyway, okay.
Can't exist
Always
in reality, although you just drew a picture of one.
Yeah, that's right.
You're showing it on the screen right now,
Yeah.
but it doesn't exist, right, Brian?
You can't draw lines on the surface of a sphere, apparently. Okay.
more or less or whatever than 180 degrees. You can't even have degrees. I don't even know how you can have them have degrees, but look, it doesn't matter. The point is there is
degrees.
right, mathematically when they do this. But the reason you have to have a shorter hypotenuse is because, as I said, the internal area must stay equal. Because if
Why? Well, I don't get why he thinks it has to be equal.
these three lines are straight, that internal area won't be the same because this is a bulge. So they've got to keep the internal areas equal. So they've got to shorten the hypotenuse every time. But it makes no sense. How can you have an opposite and an adjacent length equal to a normal right angle triangle, but then have a shorter hypotenuse? It makes no mathematical sense. It's complete and utter nonsense. I should have made this video some time back.
Well, it's complete utter nonsense, but not for the reasons you think it is.
But other things got in the way. But I've known this for quite some time now, for a good few months. So it makes no sense. They have to keep that equal because in a real, like the area within this triangle here would be greater if they use this length of the hypotenuse, then the area would be greater on their globe simply because there's going to be the bulge, because that's what they must do. They must make you believe you're on a globe, so mathematically they must bulge everything out the way. That's what they must do mathematically, which means that they're breaking mathematical rules and breaking geometric rules by having to shorten the length of the hypotenuse. You can't do that. In reality, you can never shorten the length of the hypotenuse, because it doesn't matter what belief you have. If you're doing trigonometry, the hypotenuse, you can't just shorten the length of the hypotenuse because you're pre-assuming the earth is bulging out the way. But that's what they're doing. They have to shorten the length of the hypotenuse. It's mathematically and geometrically criminal, but that's what they're doing, and they're giving people the impression, because if you learn how to do spherical trigonometry, it can seem like, oh wow, you know this really great, excellent mathematical thing to do, but is of absolutely no real practical use really in reality.
Except for measuring distances around the Earth was one reasonable thing.
It's just extra maths that people do because they believe they live on a globe. It actually has no place in reality at all, because, as I said, you can't have a triangle more than 80 degrees, and a triangle can't have curved lines. That is not a triangle. You know what I mean? You can call it what you want. It's not a triangle. Right?
Yeah, well, how about we call it we won't call it a triangle. How about we call it a spherical triangle, so that you know that it's drawn on a sphere rather than on a piece of paper.
There's no such thing as a spherical triangle, because you can't have a hypotenuse that's shorter than an actual triangle. As I can't have an opposite and an adjacent at the same length and a shorter hypotenuse.
So do all triangles have to have a hypotenuse then?
Apparently, yeah. Isosceles ones are not triangles.
Triangles are right out.
No, they're just very flattened circles, obviously.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work. But they have to do it.
What are you going to say, Alan?
I like the fact that you can have a equilateral spherical triangle that doesn't have equal length sides.
Yeah.
Yes. He's got a few problems. They're I think the thing is that it's like they didn't do this because we don't measure these out and then say we actually take measurements and then we come up with this. It's not the other way around.
Because they have to keep the internal area within the lines equal to what it would be if the adjacent and opposite were straight lines, like they would be in reality. So this is kind of like,
if we're doing anything, it would be keeping the distances between places the same as what is actually measured. But, I don't know of anybody who goes out to draw on here to say, oh look, this is the area of this triangle. We talk about the length of the line. Very fairly talk about the area of the triangle.
Like more of an educational video. Take the flat earth people can take it that the opposition, most of them don't even realize this. They don't even realize that their hypotenuse will be shorter than a real hypotenuse, and they won't. Most of them, until this video comes out, and I mean 99.999% of them won't even realize the reason for it. Because they just go along with things and don't think about stuff. But make what you want of it. This is complete and utter nonsense. It's not a real triangle. You can't have a shorter hypotenuse just to make up for the bulge that you believe is there. It's not a real triangle. Can't be done. This length and this length.
Yeah. So that was fun. No, you don't think so? It could be worse.
I'm just looking up the definitions of the word fun.
Fun.
Why is it not? Why is it not a triangle? What does a triangle have? It has
three sides.
Three sides.
Three sides.
Why not call it a triangle? Yeah.
That's a triangle.
And those spherical triangles are really quite useful in celestial navigation.
Yeah.
Because if you put yourself at an assumed point, and then you look up the GP of a celestial body that you're observing, now you've got 2 points, and all you need is one more. How about the North Pole? That'll work.
Yeah.
Now you can draw a spherical triangle. And guess what you can get from that? you can get the azimuth from you to the GP.
Yeah.
That's how site reductions are done, Brian, if you're listening.
I doubt it. But,
No.
And oh, by the by, in spherical trigonometry, those distances, those lengths that you show on there are angles. They're not kilometers or miles.
No, that's right.
It's the angle subtended.
Yeah. But if he learned to use kilometers, his calculations would have been so much easier. Anyway. What other dirt did I come across? Fascinations. Taboo conspiracy. Now, this is something to rot your brains with.
Oh God, this is going to hurt me. I mean, he's a moron.
Well, he often taboo conspiracy.
Oh, Jesus!
Yeah, he often replays. So he's replayed this one. This one. Hang on, I'll turn this one down because he's playing this one from Red Pill. Actually, I might turn it down myself. So I watched this. I thought I've seen this before.
Oh God, yeah. Well, it's only 7 years old.
Yeah. So I remember when this first came out, supposedly, them saying, "Oh look, yes, flat." He doesn't say anything in this.
Take a journey with me deep inside the rabbit hole. Wake up, my friends, there's some things that you have to know. Everything you ever thought you knew, it has to go. For instance, NASA is the world's largest magic show. 9/11 was a planned demolition and Sandy Hook was a scam. Come on, man, are you tripping? Constant programming being crammed in your vision.
Yeah,
Just take
turn
a
it
step.
off. So, you probably would have seen this before. Because I remember when it first came out. And it's playing its flat Earth, right? This was the ultimate one. And people saying, but there's some of the oddity. And I know when that came out that people, it didn't take you long to find the actual video.
Yeah. Yeah, I know they cropped it, edited it, bugging about with it. And going,
Now-
oh, look, the Earth's flat. Yeah.
Now, fair enough, this could be fisheye lens, but it's like still adjusting it to make it suit. And the other big thing was it wasn't a rocket taking off; it was a rocket landing.
Yes.
And so I don't know whether they thought that. Turn this down. Whether they thought that playing it backwards, people wouldn't notice. I don't know.
It smacks a bit of good old Failzoid, because when we was in Jose's and Chemo come in with this video and said, look, this is evidence that there's no curvature. And then of course what we eventually got out of him, that he was showing us Flatzoid's video where he'd removed those 11 frames.
Yeah.
Because I'd seen Red's video, and when Chemo kept showing this one, I thought, hang on a minute, I know what this video is. And went and pulled up Red's video and found Flatzoid's video and played them side by side and said, yeah, you removed frames.
Yeah. And this one, they're definitely...
You're lying and you've buggered about with the video, just like they did with this one. Yeah, they said, oh, look at this taken off and it's all flat. Yeah, you'd altered the video.
Yeah, and the big one was it was so stretched that I thought, oh, how could it be so stretched? I mean, it is a fisheye lens, but it's like, just say, look, they're faking it with a fisheye lens. Why try and hide it?
Yeah, it's just a wide-angled lens that GoPros and the like tend to have, because they're just trying to fit in as much as the image as they can.
And they weren't
not
saying
worried
this.
about idiots going, yeah, it's flat. You're just making it look curved.
Yeah. So that one. I don't know. Maybe he thought we'd forgotten about that one. I'm just curious to see if my comments are still there. Oh, there's a reply. There's a thumbs up. Oh. Okay, one thumbs up.
Is it one of those replies that you can't read?
Oh, no, I said, in other words, a distorted video. Till you go, sorry. In other words, you distorted the video till you got the results you wanted. Isn't that what you claim Globe people do? Very dishonest, if you ask me. You didn't have the guts to link the original post in Blue Origin, let people make their own research. If Flat Earth is worth lying for it, it's not worth it. So, someone liked it.
Yeah.
But all the other comments just shows you how much it's out there. You idiot is always. He's just reposting other people's stuff. Come on.
He does that a lot. He'll just say, "Oh, look, here's proof," and then he'll just, repost somebody else's video.
Yeah. Yeah. A bit of that. Don't want to listen to Brian again, I gather. So that was. Oh, why do I have him on twice? I've got another one for him to do. Oh, let's fill him up. I can't remember what this one was. Oh, of course. Time to torture my white guests.
Regard not them that have familiar spirits.
Yeah. Get past the Disney.
In every other video, instead of moving in a straight line, the rocket following a curved trajectory. This isn't a mistake. You will see the exact same thing in every other video of a rocket launch. Even so, it doesn't seem to make sense. Rockets are supposed to go into space, right? So wouldn't it make more sense if they went straight up in a line, rather than following a parabolic path? They'd reach space much faster that way.
We all know that the fastest way from point A to point B is in a straight line. That's like saying when we get on an airplane, the airplane circles the airport before it takes off onto its destination. Or
you mean circles the airport before it lands? Yeah.
When I get in my truck in the morning, I circle the block before I actually get on the highway and go to work. Come on now, people. Do you even comprehend how ridiculous that sounds? Saving fuel. So anyways, I'm here to show you why rockets curve when they launch. Check it out.
So they send these rockets up, but they don't really go anywhere.
Yeah, if you watch the trajectory, it's never straight. It's never straight. It's never straight. Where are you going?
Now, did you know that all rockets are launched from Cape Canaveral, Florida? Now, what's beside Florida? The ocean. You know what's in the ocean beside Florida? The Bermuda Triangle. Now, why don't they launch rockets from Texas, Colorado, or Kentucky? Because there's no ocean there for them to fall back into. And that is why they launched from Cape Canaveral, so they can drop it right in the Bermuda Triangle, and nobody ever know, nobody ever see, because nobody goes there.
They don't just launch them.
Now, space shuttles, they do it a little different, but it's still pretty simple how they pull it off. You ever notice once the shuttle gets up so high, its boosters fall down into what? The ocean, the Bermuda Triangle. And then the shuttle, which is not really a space shuttle at all, it's just an airplane, big goofy looking airplane made to look like a shuttle. And then when it comes back, nobody notices how it just looks like an airplane landing on a runway. Check out the wheels. See these little doors on these wheels? And this stuff is supposed to say stay sealed in a vacuum? Yeah, come on now, people.
The that was the whole idea of the damn thing.
This is why rocket ships
Oh my god, this guy's retarded. I mean, I knew that anyway, but...
Oh, the number of those people who think that this vacuum is so powerful that any slight pressure difference and it will just explode open.
And he starts shooting at an angle.
Yeah.
They'll scrape the firmament, and they always land in the ocean. It's only one day, but the landing is like a week later. But that's when they show it.
I'm glad they put on a scientific expert to explain how this works. It's really useful, right?
Yeah, because he's clearly PhD level. This guy.
And notice how that paint job is still perfect.
They just shot
Still
come down a week
perfectly
later.
white. No burn marks at all on it from supposedly.
Imagine if Matt was here and he said that paint job.
coming back through the Earth's atmosphere. It's time to wake up.
Blow me to Bermuda! Where did he go? To Bermuda, I suppose.
So, as you can see, the owl is wise. He's trying to teach the child the truth, but the wizard, which is a devil, is trying to lie to him. And then what's he say? Fly me to Bermuda, and takes off like a rocket into the sky and curves off, just like you see real rockets do. And the reason they do, because there is no outer space. There's a firmament. There's nowhere to go. So it's just a little fireworks show to trick you and make you believe all this stuff. None of you have ever seen a rocket. You might have stood there in Florida and watched one go up in the air, but you've never seen one in space. Only on TV did you see one in space, not in real life with your own eyes. Wake up, people. Stop believing this bull crap. Those rockets go straight into that Bermuda Triangle. That's why they make up all these myths and don't want you around there. And they say all these ships are wrecked in there and all these planes that fell in there. The only thing that's fell in there is their rockets and their bull crap.
Sorry to tell you. The only thing that's been to space is your imagination.
Blow me to Bermuda! Where did he go? To Bermuda, I suppose. Where's that? Oh, an island way off somewhere that hasn't been discovered yet.
Now, remembering that movie is from 1963, check this out. During the early 1960s, Bermuda played a crucial role in the United States lunar programs and other space flight missions. Cooper's Island, Bermuda. Cooper's Island is part of the chain which makes up Bermuda. It is located in St. George's Parish in the northeast of the territory. The island has been used by many United States government agencies, having been the property of the U.S. Army, U.S. Air Force, and U.S. Navy from 1942 during World War II to 1995. It also is home to a NASA space tracking station recently renovated in 2018. Now you'll notice in 2018, around 2018 is when they started this rocket stuff up again. Now let's take a look at how close the relationship is between NASA and Bermuda.
As an integral part of the National Aeronautics and Space Administration's manned spaceflight network, the Bermuda Station played a vital role in the United States Apollo lunar program and other flight missions. The Cooper's Island Station was located on the southeastern tip of Bermuda, 600 miles in the Atlantic from the U.S. East Coast. Radar dishes and helical antennae were used to track anything from spacecraft or sparrows. Because of its location in relation to Cape Kennedy, Florida, the Bermuda Station had a dual-purpose role for the manned spaceflight network. At the time of the launch, the primary mission of the station was to provide trajectory data to the computing facilities at the Goddard Space Flight Center. Computations based on data obtained during the final portion of powered flight were used to confirm the orbital go, no-go decision. Bermuda normally acquired the spacecraft at approximately 3 minutes after launch. Bermuda also played a role in shuttle launches.
On the right-hand side,
Dragon, SpaceX, trajectory nominal.
you can hear the call out. Trajectory is nominal.
Nominal trajectory.
And we've heard call out Bermuda. That means Bermuda ground station has the signals from the second stage of the Dragon and Falcon 9.
I'd like to point out that if this rocket ship was landing in the Bermuda Triangle, why are they talking to? Wouldn't they have crashed by now?
Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's ceremony at NASA's Bermuda Tracking Station. My name is Jeremy Eggers. I'm with NASA's Office of Communications. And without further ado, it's a great honor for me to introduce our U.S. Consul General here in Bermuda, Constance Dearman.
Thank you, Jeremy. Good morning, everyone. What a wonderful day to be able to share with you. I'd like to especially welcome Deputy Premier Robin. Thank you for being here. Sir John Swan, thank you for being here. Director Sam Shamimi, we're delighted that you're able to visit us from NASA headquarters.
Now, as you can see, Bermuda and NASA has been affiliates since the early 60s when they first started sending rockets up, because they planned us out from the beginning, as you can see.
As they have with lots of places all over the world. Since you can't actually, you need something out there to track it as it goes past for that game.
Yeah.
Right here, you see the Bermuda Triangle, and then you see the island of Bermuda. Now, 600...
I hate to tell him this. Do you know the reason why they call it the Bermuda Triangle?
miles away, right over here, you have Cape Canaveral, Florida, where they do all the space launches from. Ain't that awful convenient? 600 miles away, and the only thing out in that ocean is a little island called Bermuda. Am I painting the picture clear enough for you now?
You can go watch all the space launches you want to in Florida, but you can't see 600 miles away to where that rocket or shuttle is curving off to. NASA has been deceiving you with this trickery since the 1960s, people. It's time to wake up. They even show you in your little programs you watch, they show you the truth.
Blow me to Bermuda!
Where did he go? To Bermuda, I suppose.
Where's that?
Oh, an island way off somewhere that hasn't been discovered yet.
A group of social criminals, these people in the space program. Nassholes, I call them.
All I'm offering is the truth.
No, you're not offering the truth. That was fun.
Yeah, the clips he was showing of the shuttle landing and said, "Oh, look, why isn't it all burned?" That was probably from the early trials that they did of testing shuttle landings. That's probably Enterprise, because Enterprise never went to space.
Yeah. Yes, there's a few things that sort of like someone pointed out. What did that supposed aircraft do for the 4 or 5 days after it took off to when it came back? Things like that.
And it certainly wasn't an aircraft. I mean, as gliders go, it was an evil handling beach. You know, it was
enough to get back.
When they came into land, they only had one attempt. There wasn't, if you got it wrong, there wasn't a go around option. It was no, you're landing in one way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
You are coming down.
That's why
it handled like a brick. You know.
That's why they have such a long runway for it. Give you a little bit of scope.
Yeah, but you once you'd started re-entry, that was it. You were landing. Whether it was a landing you could walk away from or not was a different matter, but you were landing.
Yeah, what other things can... Oh, I can torture with... I can torture people with Mike Smith.
Oh, no.
Mikey Smith.
Oh, spaghetti.
It's only a short one.
All right, guys, we got a good question. And I've been asking myself this question a lot, probably every day. One commenter asked me, why is it taking me so long to prove that all of the stars are the same? And I ask myself, honestly, that question every day. I'm trying to figure out what the issue is, because I have no idea why I caught Sirius so clear in the first place. But I have a theory on why I did. In relation to, so we've got two measurements, the height and obviously the distance. The height of the stars are all the same. Easy to prove. The distance from me to the horizon is thousands of miles. So when I caught Sirius clear, I was recording it for like a week. It would have been southeast. And then with however long I was recording it for, I don't know. It was a week or two that I kept going south of town, and it was kind of off to the left, south and left. And then I eventually went out to my buddy's farm to record Sirius, and it was more direct south or southwest, just a tiny bit. But my theory is that I have to wait for whatever I'm recording to be directly south, because that is the closest position to me, whether it's east or west. Direct south is the closest distance, because if I'm recording Jupiter, like I have been, it's like we measure, a friend of mine, we measure by fists or fingers. So fists, could be 1 or 2 fists from the horizon up or closer. It's not up, it's just closer. It appears to be up. But I need to wait, like I said yesterday when I recorded this Jupiter, or those cluster of stars, I need to wait for them to come around to be in the south sky. Because that is, again, could be thousands or 1,000 miles difference between southeast and south to me. So that's initially closer to me. That is the only thing I can come up with right now. I'm thinking it's my phone that's creating this unfocused image or whatever it is, but I can't say that because the phone's always in focus. It is all the time when you record things or take pictures. So I'm literally questioning everything. I've tried out my monoscope. The only difference is that the other binoculars that I had were 20 by 80, which are smaller, which still doesn't make any sense. It is easier to focus because it has a single focus for both eyepieces. My binoculars focus independently for each eyepiece. So trust me, that star is not hoaxed. It's not computer graphics. It's not glitchy. The star Sirius is that. And I will prove that all of the big stars, because if you go back to some of my cluster videos, you can see that they are still come to a point like a pizza wedge or some kind of they come to a point. They're not clear, but you can see the rainbow effect in the star, because that's what they produce is a rainbow effect, all of the stars. And it's not computer graphics or misinterpretation between the cameras. No.
Or focus.
I'm going to prove it. Just I need time. It could be not. It may not be until April. I don't know. I may not be able to stay up until 4 o'clock in the morning to record the stars as they come further south. So if I have problems sleeping some night, I may go out and hopefully get them in the south. And because to me, again, that is the closest point to me, rather than recording something in the western sky or the eastern or the northern, especially the northern, because if it's further in the direction of the horizon in the north, in relation to Polaris, that's even further because that's on the other side of the Earth, on the flat plane of ours. Because Polaris is the center. So now I've got to record, if my head is the center of this video, I got to film when I'm standing over here, I've got to go over to the other side. So that's even further. I've got to wait for that dome or the firmament to rotate around to me. Whatever star I'm trying to record, I need it to be in the direct south of me. I'm sure of it. That's the only thing I can come up with. Because there are crystal clear nights that I can see the stars in relation to my eyes. Yeah, I can see the stars. I can see thousands of them. But yet, when I try to record them, there's that little fuzziness to them. I don't know why. It has to be because I have to wait until it's south. I don't know. But anyways, there you go. And trust me, I'm trying every little thing I can think of to get the stars clear. I will try the other binoculars again to see if there's anything different. That's all I can come up with. But trust me, I am trying and I will do it. I just need time. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.
Right.
I don't think it matters how much time you're given, mate. If you can't work out that your stars are out of focus,
well, yeah. It's fairly obvious when you actually try and focus a star that you're going from in to out of focus. So pretty easy to work out where the focus must be. And,
yes, Judy, he's going to wait until Polaris is in the south.
That'll be fun. Yes. No, I think just serious. Yeah, just want serious in the south.
Why so serious?
Well, apparently he's not so.
Also, I guess he doesn't. I guess he's never heard of lateral and radial chromatic aberration, which is especially rife in really cheap lenses.
I'm putting money on that he hasn't heard of that. I don't think he can even say it, let alone have heard of it.
Their words are 4 syllables or more. Come on.
3. I think 3's his limit.
Lateral's only 3.
Yeah, 3's his limit, I suspect.
3, yeah.
After that, he becomes discombobulated.
Discombobulated.
He can't even do discombobulated because that's too many syllables.
Yeah, he has to do it in 2 goes. Discombobulated. Paul, are you awake?
I am.
I wanted to know, did anyone get you a mystery scientist?
Yeah, Clive got it right at the start with no clue.
With no clue.
Not surprised.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's because
it was Carolus Linnaeus. Do you know what Carolus Linnaeus was famous for?
He was famous for getting guessed by Clive without any clues. No, I have no idea.
Ah. You ever heard of Tyrannosaurus Rex?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you know why they called it Tyrannosaurus Rex?
Because George was taken, so and also Rex just sounds better. Tyrannosaurus George just doesn't work.
Because Carolus Linnaeus invented a two-part naming system for all biological things.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's a sensible thing. So you can give it the.
I'd heard of him, but I couldn't remember why. Now you say that.
Otherwise, everything would be called things like big fucking dinosaur or an annoying bloody mosquito.
Or another big dinosaur.
Problem with dinosaurs is you soon run out of synonyms for big and huge, don't you? Because they just keep getting bigger.
Dinosaur number 3.5 minus 2. Something like that.
Big bloody bitey dinosaur.
Yeah. Dinosaur with feathers, maybe. Dinosaur without feathers, possibly.
Yeah, because Vegisaur and Meatysaur don't take you very far, does it?
Do you have a quiz tonight, Paul?
I do. I have a hard quiz.
Yeah,
a really hard one.
Yeah.
Maybe we need a bit more flat Earth stuff. Just,
yeah.
So we could do some Phuket World. Or Phuket Word is his name, maybe. That's it. More torture. This guy is really annoying to me. Anyway.
Oh God, what was his nickname? Begins with a G.
Gigantor.
Thank you. That was it. I couldn't remember it. I haven't watched him in the Dog's Age.
Nah.
Because he's.
Most of these ones are fairly long, but I thought, okay, this one's not too bad. I can torture you with this for 12 minutes.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to start the soundboard now.
You can do that. That's all right. Okay, let's go.
Hello, Flat Earth researchers, debaters, and debunkers. Most of us grew up believing that we
I
lived.
don't have to worry, do I?
Because the heliocentric religion used scientism to make a pseudo connection between geometry and our subjective view of the Earth perspective. So really, there is no relationship. They are distinctly different. When you look at reality and you look at how our eyes work.
You ask so much of me sometimes. I don't know.
You realize a few things. Firstly, that the horizon is your eye level. The horizon is this apparent convergence, and it really does shows you where you are, your height in relationship to everything else around you. That's what it does. It doesn't actually matter what shape the Earth is. It could be concave, convex. The horizon is your subjective eye level. And so it appears where you are in relationship to everything in the foreground and the background. And so we can talk about the eye level as the height of the observer's eyes. You can talk about this in terms of physical height, but also we all know when you look at it that the horizon is at your eye level. It's going to be different for every individual. Okay, so it just tells you where you are in relationship to everything else around you.
But don't stand as someone taller at the beach.
In fact, even if
that's right, because the horizon's going to change.
You would still see this
because you drown.
Convergence.
It's the horizon's
so here we can see that you've got two people. One standing up has a higher line of sight than the person sitting down, or a higher eye level than the person sitting down. And so they each have their own individual horizon in line with their line of sight. Now, if you take a camera, for example, and you set it up to be horizontal, then you will see this convergence, the horizon, at the center of the field of view, no matter how high above the Earth you go. Even if you go to something like 40 or 50,000 feet, you might not be able to see the actual Earth anymore, but you will see the clouds that are beneath you appear to converge with the clouds that are above you, or whatever is above you at that height. So it doesn't matter how high you are, and it doesn't matter what shape the Earth actually is. You will always see this apparent convergence to tell you instinctively where you are in relationship to everything else around you. That's simply how our eyes work. So another important thing to understand here is that this is a side-on view, right? It's not the actual view that you have through your eyes. We are just illustrating
and affectionately
how the person's
as
line of
Muppet
sight
vision, right?
is their horizon at that particular person's
what you
eye
mean
level.
an elevation?
And again, here what we have in number 2 is a geometric illustration in which it's also a side-on view. So this is part of the bamboozle. This is where the confusion occurs, because what we're doing here is looking at these side-on views and then in our minds interpreting it into how we see horizons in front of us, and we're imagining that they are curvature. But in reality, in fact, no one has ever been able to measure any curvature. You can't actually start seeing any curvature where someone would see a horizon, because this connection simply isn't true. It doesn't exist. There is no curvature to be measured or seen anywhere on the Earth. It only exists in our minds because it's been put there by mathematical abstract concepts. All right. So in the mathematical sense, of course, what we have is a circle here. We've got the center of the circle, we've got a radius, and then we've got the height of the observer, and then you would have a tangent line going from that observer to a point across the surface of the Earth at a certain distance, at which we can say that is where that person will see their horizon. Again, this doesn't actually fit with reality. We can see further than the horizon is supposed to appear, and there is a change in what we see, but the horizon always is your eye level. So in this sense, of course, it does become quite predictable. It's because once you have the height of the observer measured or assumed in an illustration or a model like this, and you have an assumed radius, for the Earth it's 3,959 miles radius, and then you have this length of the tangent line, this line here going from the height of the observer, and going across this arc length here, this part of the circle that is between the observer and the point in the distance, and then we have this angle created here for that. And so again, you can get very accurate results by using this kind of model, and so it would all appear to work, but it doesn't fit with reality. The horizon you see in your eyes has nothing to do with the tangent lines in geometry. We do not look down, there is no horizon dip to talk of. All of that is just excuses and obfuscation to ignore the reality of the way we see the world, and that horizons are your eye level. So it doesn't matter if you're in an aircraft flying at 45,000 feet, your horizon will always be.
Taking them a long time to
If you're
say
using a camera and you tilt that camera, then the horizon in your field of view will either rise or fall to the top or the bottom of your field of view because you've tilted it, but the horizon still indicates your eye level, your height compared to everything else around you.
Eye level to him is
let's
when
have a
your
look at
eyes
how
are
we
looking
actually
at the horizon.
See horizons. I've just kind of done some colours here to show what we are seeing.
And that pretty...
This, of course, is the kind of view you would have from your eyes looking forwards. It's not a side-on view anymore, so ignore these side-on views for now. But apart from the fact that what we are looking at here is now how one of these people will see the horizon in front of their eyes. So we've switched, and that's part of the bamboozle. It's just this switching of the orthographic views that we are given into this assumption of what we are seeing in front of us. So you can see from this, we've got clouds up here, and you would know that the larger clouds that are appearing higher up in the field of view are actually closer to us. So you can see that as those clouds get further away, they would appear to
All
get
those
smaller
pictures
and
of Crete,
smaller,
I don't know.
closer and closer to the horizon, which is basically this band of convergence between the sky and the water in this case that we can see in front of us. So what I've done here is you can see that obviously the water in front of us would appear quite spaced out, the waves, but as you look further into the distance, then everything appears to get more, obviously I'm just getting to the camera, more and more condensed in the distance, yeah, you see? And this does change with our height. The higher up you go above the surface, the further you will see more detail across the surface. So you get this compression. So let's just assume we're just standing on the shore here and we're looking across this water. And then what you have here is, what I've done in purple here is you get mirroring. We are not quite at the center of the field of view yet. This is mirroring that appears on the surface. So what you end up with, I'm just going to choose a color that's suitable, is basically this here where this mirroring begins is where, when you're close to the surface, you see this horizon on the surface, okay? And beyond that, you get mirroring. So what's actually happening is you can still see the surface, but you can't see any detail on the surface. What you end up seeing is a reflection of what's going on in the sky above the surface at that particular distance, okay? So this is often passed off as a horizon dip, because there is this apparent horizon that appears slightly below eye level, but really what that is just the limit of the distance we can see across the surface, and then we get mirroring that occurs beyond that point, and up to this point of convergence, which I've illustrated in red here. So this purple down here is still the surface. It's just that we can't make out any detail, and it's mirroring what's above it. And then we get to this band of convergence. That is the horizon. That's where the surface and the sky appear to converge in our field of view. So what you'll always see and can measure optically when you look is that this band of convergence, or apparent convergence, it's not really happening, is always going to be at the observer's eye level. Regardless of how high they are above the Earth, you will always see this band of convergence in the center of your field of view.
You change it,
of course,
so
as
that
things
it
get
hits
closer
this
to this
conclusion.
band of convergence, then they become blurry and distorted. So this is why you would have, if you had a ship that was going off into the distance, it will become very distorted. And of course, the height of the waves will also make a difference as to how much of the bottom of a ship you could see. Even though the waves might appear to get smaller, they could in fact be larger as you get further out to sea from the shore. But we wouldn't necessarily see that. But they would end up blocking off the bottom or even an entire ship if it was far enough away. And
any waves below your eye
smaller
level
in
will
its
not
angular
obstruct
size
anything
than
above your eye
the
level.
waves that are
No.
in the foreground
If the
for
Earth
our
is flat.
subjective view. So do not let anyone tell you that there's a horizon dip. There isn't. What you can see is this line on the surface that appears to be the horizon, but you'll always see mirroring beyond that before you
No,
reach
you
this
don't.
band of convergence. Okay.
Don't
The
take their word
horizon,
for it,
where
take
everything
mine.
appears to converge, is your subjective eye level. Has nothing to do with the tangent lines that are illustrated in geometry. Even though it's very accurate and predictable, it doesn't actually fit with reality and the way we see the real world. Hopefully that's helped distinguish between the two. Thank you very much.
It's made me feel a lot better about myself.
Yeah, good. How are you two flat Earth girls in your new work?
Yeah, I mean, does he wake up in the morning and go, I wonder what I'll do today? I know. I'll go on the internet and tell a bunch of lies.
Exactly.
I'll sit in front of a camera and talk shit.
And make it sound like, oh yeah, no, this doesn't really happen. Well, actually, yeah.
This is how they explain it happens, but that isn't how it happens. It's this bollocks instead, which I'll say you can optically measure, but I won't tell you how.
Yeah. And a few other things in there. And this constant mirroring, which isn't always there, but apparently is.
Is it the same for all of these idiots that they have no self-awareness whatsoever?
Damn it.
The question,
Correct.
Have they built the B arc yet?
They all get a bloody move on.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got all the cover stories. Just need to build the damn thing and get them on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Although possibly keep the odd telephone sanitizer, just in case.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Just from lessons learned from. Just for
Lessons learned. Yeah, we'll keep the telephone sanitizers, but we'll put these bloody idiots on it.
Ah, yes. What else have I got before we have some? Matt needs to come in here because he would be really looking forward to your hard quiz.
Matt, I would think, is getting busy for a possible launch today.
He probably is.
They already had launch?
The BFR, as they used to call it.
Oh, the BFR.
Well, it was supposed to be yesterday, but they found, I think it was a grid fin actuator failed or something. So
What,
it's
was that the BFR ARK, did you say?
no, it's not no, unfortunately, it's not the ARK. It's just what he used to call it, the BFR, and then realised he might have to call it something else instead. So ended up with the so original Starship.
Starship. Why not?
I still prefer Big Fucking Rocket, but where are they at the moment? They got an hour and 18 to go, so it's 1 p.m. my time, I think.
I have this from Flat Out Truth, supposedly local Sun. I thought Alan might be able to tell me what has he done here. Not he personally, because obviously he's stolen someone else's video. There is no audio to this. Well, sorry, there is audio, but it's just this sort of spooky music the whole way through.
Oh right, okay.
But I'm trying to work out what he's done to the image. It looks like it's some sort of colorization process, but
I can tell you exactly what he's done.
yeah, hang on, make it bigger.
That is that is basically the find edges filter.
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah, embossing. Yeah. Well, I used to have a filter called embossing, which looked a bit like this. And I'm trying to work out what does this prove.
There you go. I was right.
Yeah.
Matt's getting ready for his live stream.
Yes, yeah, I saw that. So, Starship. Oh,
fucking rocket.
I can play a Leo just for Matt. Have we got a Leo? I'm sure I've got a Leo.
Oh, Leo's latest one. I mean, my God, the irony.
Which is this is the guys from the 70s, right? That's the one.
Yeah, on Skylab, pretending to lift weights, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh God, look, it's so obvious that it's fake. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a joke, you
because
fucking idiot.
it's just for the fun of it. This one, hang on.
He spends so long telling us things
Oh,
that
no,
aren't
not this
fake
one.
are fake, and then when they're falling around, he's like,
Yeah,
oh,
you
what's
can't.
this one?
You can't. Oh no, that's a different one. There's a few.
Yeah, but
I'll come back to that one, but we'll do this one first.
and the comments in his video from his supporters, they're as funny as well.
Yeah.
They obviously didn't realise how big Skylab was.
So let's play this one just for Matt.
Era here from the 70s.
Oh.
And what we're going to see is just pure silliness of the highest order. So this is the clip in question. Skylab Space Station, old school NASA 1970s space. We've got the three so-called astronauts here on the space station in a so-called weightless environment. They're holding up a barbell set, two of them, for their pal here, which supposedly has 500 pounds on each end. So you're looking at what, 450-ish kilograms? Just under half a ton here. Of course, that should be nothing because they're in a weightless
People really
environment.
do write 500 pounds in
So
cartoon
it's strange
style.
that he's needing his
on
pals to hold
weights.
the barbell set up in the first place. And it's strange the amount of effort he seems to make here, taking the weight and then lifting it. Again, considering he's supposedly in a weightless environment. And then what makes it even stranger and just takes the mockery off the charts here is if you watch the actual so-called weights themselves, near the end of the exercise, you can see they act like balloons. We'll play the clip without me stopping it, and then we'll come back, turn the sound down, and just rip this silliness to pieces. So let's have a look.
The continuation of their mission was welcome news to the Skylab astronauts who had become accustomed to their weightless environment. Work assignments were conducted with ease. The astronauts found they had extra time and requested flight planners to develop additional useful tasks for them to perform.
So now I've turned the sound down. Just look at this.
Clearly.
He's got his pals holding this 450 kilogram weight here. He's like, ready? For NASA, I can do this. You got this? You got this? Yes. Hang on a minute. It's wobbling like balloons there, lads. You should have done it slower. You gave the game away. Quickly, lift him up. It's a weightless environment. Honest. And again, this is obviously a silly pantomime setup with like balloon type.
Yeah, they're called having
props here
fun.
that are supposedly very heavy weights. But look how it wobbles here. Ready? Wobbling about all over the place. Remember, this should be effortless anyway, because he's supposedly in a weightless environment. So he should be able to lift this with his one finger, but he's gone over the top
But not
with his
inertialess.
performance. Ready? Let go, lads. Go on, you can do this. Go on. Go on. Go on. And use your legs now. Go on. Whee. Ridiculous. Is anyone going to come here and try and defend this? These weights that look
You
like
can't
balloons?
because you banned everyone.
This weightless environment that supposedly requires loads of effort.
I left a note on
to
one of
lift
his
something
videos
that
once
looks
and got
like
blocked.
balloons. They cannot keep their story straight. They're supposedly in a weightless environment, yet our mate here is struggling to lift 450 kilos. But then we look at the weights. It looks like a couple of balloons stuck to a broom handle.
Probably because it
Absolutely
was a
ridiculous.
couple of balloons stuck to a broom handle.
Go on.
Yeah.
Whoever made this clip was either telling us the silliness that is space, or was just having a laugh.
All the
Those
astronauts have a
weights
sense of
wobbling
humour.
up and down there. One last time. Go on,
And
son,
they
you
had
can do
room to
this.
do
You can
it
lift
as
these two
well.
balloons on a broom handle. We'll have all these
Wouldn't do
people
that
there
on the
thinking we're
ISS.
in a weightless environment, orbiting something that's scientifically impossible because of this clip. Go on, son. Go on, lift them balloons. And then we'll get the harness team to lift you up there. Go on. Never mind the fact them balloons are wobbling and they're meant to be at nearly half a ton. Whee! Lift him up. What a pantomime performance. So over the top. And yet people will believe this tosh. Now look at this. Cost of space payloads in the 70s. Between 1970 and the year 2000, the cost to launch a kilogram to space remained fairly steady, with an average of cost being $18,500 per kilogram. Okay? So now we do the math, and we get a figure when we add up the weight of that barbell set. It turns out that barbell set, just to get to so-called space, cost the American taxpayer over $8 million. It's got to be the most expensive barbell set in history. So this is what an $8 million barbell set looked like back in the 1970s. Oh, what a bargain. A couple of balloons stuck to the end of a broom handle. Bargain. And the American public paid for this, and no doubt many people believed this silliness. Look at it. Expensive BS that thankfully is funny, but ultimately the narrative behind this silly is anything but funny. One last time.
Yeah.
Nah, let's not do the last time. Hello, Mr. 42. How are you? Whoop, empty starship. No, he'll come. There he is. Nope. Okay. Well, yes, Leo is. It's sort of like.
I mean, his supporters all going, "Oh, come on, that's so obviously in the studio," and it's like, no, it's Skylab. Skylab was big. You know, it was basically the third stage of a Saturn V, which is not tiny.
Yes, and
they tried to simulate. They tried to copy that scene from 2001: The Space Odyssey where he's jogging around inside.
Yeah.
And Skylab was big enough, and it had stuff around the perimeter that they tried to do it, but of course they didn't have gravity, which in the film he supposedly did have. But you can see them bouncing around, and they're trying to run around this ring of things inside Skylab. That's how big it was. It was massive.
Yes, and I know why Leo turned off the sound too, because the whole audio in this is done in the guise of a very old style newscast, which of course in the 70s, so long beyond that.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, they're basically having a laugh because they did when they got the chance.
Yeah,
only human after all.
It's not like you get to go home and do anything, so you can do everything a bit. Hello, Mr. 42. How are you?
Still not got the audio sorted.
Still no audio. No. I know you're new to this audio or this new stuff, so it'll come. It'll get there. I had to reboot tonight, so I can't complain. My stream went completely shot.
Whoop.
Whoop.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hello.
There we go.
Good day.
G'day, mate. Welcome. Welcome.
It is, Zoom is pretty new to me. I don't use it that often. So I had some settings not correct. But I think I got it now.
Yeah, you're coming through.
That's great.
Good to see you. Glad to be welcome to the channel. We've obviously just been running through. I don't know if you're watching much. I've got one of your videos to play later too, so talk about that when that comes up. You're just in time to do the hard quiz. Do you like hard quiz, Mr. 42?
Oh, it's the same as before?
Hard quizzes? No, it's not one of Richie's hard quizzes.
Hello, 42.
Hey, Blue.
You know, either you've eaten something that didn't agree with you, or your camera's green is a little out of whack there.
Out of whack.
Yeah. Yeah, your face is very green.
Yeah. I can turn it off, but then you have to see me in my full ugliness.
Usually a bit more blue.
I mean, there we go. If you want it, you can have it.
That's beautiful. You look beautiful, man. Come on.
He is me. No, you should be able to hear him now. Hopefully you guys can hear me. We are about to do a hard quiz. Paul, has we got one ready? Have you ready to go, Paul?
I am. I'm just trying to get the sharing thing to work.
That's probably because some idiot hasn't allowed you to share. I'll just give that idiot a smack around the head. And then,
I don't know why, because I've got everything.
Yeah, that's what I said. You thought I was talking about me, didn't you?
Well, it's your Zoom call.
Yeah, but you're currently the host. So, if you don't mind, you can either throw me back the host rights, or you can give.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, I'm going to make you the host. It's a lot bloody easier. Hang on.
Yes,
yes,
all right.
There you go. You should be the host now. Yeah, why did you make me the host?
Well, because I remember I had to reboot, so I had to nick out. So I picked on somebody.
Oh right, no,
you're in the you were in the top left hand corner at the time. So I just have to click on you.
No.
Yeah. Okay, Paul, you should have sharing rights now.
Yes, thank you very much. I do. So you should be able to see. Is it working?
Oh, yeah, Paul always starts with his gravity experiments. So
does seem to be a glitch on one of them,
right? One of them is not like the others.
Yeah. My word.
All right, shall we go?
Don't show that again.
All right. Okay, question 1. Novak et al. Used RXTE observations to show that this process could only partially cause the Comptonization of Cygnus X1 if it proceeded according to the ADAF model. What is this?
That's a gobbledygook.
Well, they're words.
I'm sure it makes. I'm sure it means something.
I know some of these words.
Some of these words actually exist. Yes.
All right.
I'm guessing it's something to do with black holes.
Not Fleetwood Mac, is
could
it?
be.
Because I recognise Compton as being involved with black holes.
No, I've got to go.
Okay.
It's not that.
A viscosity that impedes this process is given by the expression full width at half maximum times the speed of sound times a free parameter alpha. No? Okay. A phenomenon that disrupts this process effectively has magnetic fields acting as springs. What is this process I'm after?
I have no idea.
Still not sure. Nope. That phenomenon that disrupts this process was developed by Velikov and Chandrasekhar and applied to this process by Balbus and Hawley.
Process phenomenon disrupts this process.
Yeah, what is this process?
Process.
For a sphere traveling in a uniform ISM, the rate of this process is pi times r squared times density times velocity, according to the Bondi model. Not maglev, not air creation.
It's not GK.
Not air creation, no. No.
I was on the maglev train as well for this one, but no.
Okay, I'll give you some easier clues now.
There's no shame in not knowing.
No, you'll get it by the end. It's not a nuclear process, but it occurs notably rapidly in T Tauri stars.
Thinking implosion.
All right, last chance to get a clue. This process transfers angular momentum away from and mass onto the central object, and therefore frequently causes jets.
Solar flares? No. Jets.
The most stable configuration for this process is a disk.
Is Clive correct in the chat?
Clive is correct in the chat.
Oh,
Are you going with
Oh,
Clive?
Yeah, well, yes. Well, since you said he's correct in the chat, I think I might go with him.
Yeah. I did not come up with that myself, let's be honest.
Accretion is right. You would have got it from this one. Name this process where an object gains mass. It is called accretion.
Lunchtime.
Oh, I was going to say, yeah. That's right. That's lunchtime.
Well done, Clive. That's the correct answer. It was accretion. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, question 2. M.R. Satare suggested a correspondence between the energy predicted by this statement and the energy of a Chaplinian gas in an FRW universe.
I don't think Chaplin has anything to do with this, does he?
Not the Chaplin not the Chaplin I'm aware of.
No, Charlie.
Okay. The main theoretical method of testing this statement, which is not named for Heisenberg, relies on the inequality delta x times delta y is greater than or equal to the Planck length squared over 2.
What are we looking for here?
We're looking for a statement.
The statement is I have no idea what you're talking about. Something to
well,
do
you
with...
might be correct, Timbo, but that's not the one I'm looking for. That method, developed by Craig Hogan, forms the basis for a project led by Aaron Chow at Fermilab, which tests this statement using back-to-back interferometers to detect a namesake noise.
Not the statement. Statement. I keep thinking of something like
This
the
statement implies that degrees of freedom related to entropy beyond an event horizon are represented by quantum fluctuations at the horizon, as formulated by Susskind. Its later formulation by Raphael Busso implies an upper bound of 1.4 times 10 to the 69 bits per square meter.
Not like something with a laws of thermodynamics or something like that.
No, not the laws of thermodynamics.
Okay.
But we've got some answers out in the chat.
We do, yeah.
Name this principle posited by Gerard T. Hooft, which states that the information within a volume of space is encoded on its boundary.
It's the 42.
Yep. It's me.
But Clive and Nerd Alert are correct out in the peanuts.
Holographic
with the holographic principle. Yeah.
I thought that's what you...
It's me.
Yeah. Well done. All right, question 3. A 2008 experiment at PVLAS determined that the cross-section of interactions between two of these particles was about 2 times 10 to the power of 7 higher than the standard model prediction.
Isn't
What
that
particles?
Isn't that the photons that make up the planets that Lindsay was talking about earlier?
Oh dear. While neither of them is an atomic nucleus, ultra-peripheral collisions are commonly used to study interactions between two of these particles. Not cations.
Cations. Cations. Oh, dear. No, keep going.
Nope. The cross-section of the interaction between two of these particles is proportional to the square of the radius of a different particle in the Wheeler process. Not electron and positrons, no. Interactions between these two particles can be classified as single resolved, double resolved, or point-like. Not neutrinos.
Well, not neutrinos. Can I go through the other possible, like things like electrons, photons, something like that?
You got to make a choice, Timbo.
Well, I'm going to go with photons since we measured photons before. So let's go.
Why are
with
you going with photons? Because Clive said it out in the chat.
Oh no, I didn't notice that. I was going with it because that's what Lindsay said earlier.
Ah, okay.
Lindsay is an expert.
The Feynman diagram for the interaction between two of these particles looks like a square with squiggly lines attached to each corner. Two of these particles are the products of spontaneous parametric down conversion and neutral pion decay. And we have Clive Wells out in the chat who said photons, but Timbo said photons earlier, right?
Well, I hate to scare you, but Lindsay got it right long before I did.
Yeah. Electron-positron annihilation produces two of what particle? They are indeed photons.
Photons, yes.
Yes.
I wondered if, actually, I did sort of wonder about photons when you were talking about that second clue there. It could have been anything to me.
All right. Next one. This one's not so hard. Kwong et al. Developed one of these systems to operate at sub-threshold voltages.
Sub-threshold voltages.
Yeah.
Keep going through solar power, something like that. No, keep going.
Silicon Labs uses a dual crossbar system to make these things more reconfigurable.
No idea.
Transistors?
Not transistors. TCK, TDL, and TDO are included in the ITAG protocol used for debugging these systems.
JTAG.
Not superconductors, not transistors, not flash memory, not MOSFETs. They often communicate through SPI or UART.
Well, that's audio, but can't be that.
Not by definition.
No.
I have sensors using the SPI protocol.
Right.
These devices are common users of RTOS, and they often include GPIO ports for input pins.
I might have some of these.
Sounds like a CPU.
Does.
I'm after a little bit more than a CPU.
Are you prom or a nice
single board computer?
A what?
What'd you say, Mr. 42?
It's either a controller or a single board computer.
Seeing as you've said controller, we're after something a bit smaller than that.
Yeah.
And Nerd Alert has it correct out in the chat.
Microcontrollers.
Microcontrollers, yeah. In one programming language used on these devices, an ISR function is passed to attach interrupt function to stop the CPU. Yeah, these things typically include EEPROM or flash memory for reprogramming individual bytes. Yeah. Popular types of these include the Intel 8051 and the ATmega AVR, a variant of which is used inside Arduinos and other embedded programming boards. Yeah. Name these computers on a single integrated circuit, named for their small size. They are microcontrollers. Yeah. Computers on a chip, basically.
Yeah. I have 2 of them in my hand right now. Right
see
here.
them. Can't see them.
And here's the single, on the bottom was the single board computer. It's the Raspberry Pi 3 in this case.
Okay, question 5. The expert system Open Babel is used to convert between different file formats representing these things.
Ooh, languages.
Not languages.
No, but yeah, I'm just thinking it is a yeah, go on.
Okay, the similarity between 2 of these entities can be calculated by reducing them to hashed fingerprint and calculating the Tanimoto coefficient. Not book references, not languages, no. MDL and Murray-Rust's CML represent these entities using adjacency graphs. Not a dictionary. No.
Something to do with chemistry?
It is something to do with chemistry, yeah.
Keep going. Yeah.
Algorithms like SMSD that solve the maximum common subgraph isomorphism problem are used in substructure searches of databases of these entities.
Oh, that's good, because I always worry about that isomorphism problem. Just
yeah, it's such a problem, isn't it? Yeah. Total space of these entities is restricted to about 10 to the power of 63 if Lipinski's rules are used to prune them. ASCII strings are used to represent these objects using SMILES notation, which can use slashes and @ symbols to denote orientation around stereo centers. Toroidal vortexes, says Clark Wells.
Molecules.
Name these things, which are also represented using either space-filling models or ball and stick models, in which the balls are atoms and the sticks are bonds.
Molecules, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But of course, you were beaten by Nerd Alert out there.
Yeah, I saw that
a little while ago. Yeah. Well done, Nerd Alert. They are indeed molecules. Yeah.
I think it's something to do with chemistry, but I couldn't quite pin it down.
Okay. It's not the Higgs boson, but Brute et al. Developed a scene modeling pipeline for the photometry of these objects. What objects?
Photometry.
Rick Kessler has developed a namesake analysis code for these objects, as well as a discovery pipeline called diffLMG.
So they're not particles. Because they're not Higgs.
No, they're not particles, no. Guy et al. 2007 developed a spectral template used to analyze these objects named SALT-2. Pantheon and the JLA are large combined analyses of these objects.
I believe we've had a question involved them before.
We
Sounds
have,
familiar.
yeah.
Yeah. Sounds
Not
familiar.
celestial gaps.
Candelinis.
M naught equals alpha x1 plus beta c is the trip estimator for distance to these objects. And the trip estimator incorporates the linear relation between these objects' light curves, stretch factor, and luminosity, named for Phillips. That should give you a bit of a clue.
Stars? I don't know. I think it's got to be celestial. It's got to be like stars or some sort of astronomical.
Yeah, you're on the right track, Timbo, but I need a bit of more of
Yeah,
a
I figured it
specific
wasn't as
answer
easy.
there.
It wasn't as easy as stars. I knew
Not
that.
just stars, no.
Black holes, maybe?
But you are on the right track. They form when a white dwarf accretes enough mass to surpass the Chandrasekhar limit.
Ah. What's a white dwarf become? Red dwarf?
Pulsar?
Not a pulsar, no.
Black hole.
Adam Rees,
Which
Brian
one?
Schmidt, and
Neutron star?
Saul Perlmutter received a Nobel Prize for their discovery that the expansion of the universe is accelerating based on observations of these things.
Well, we said black holes earlier, so it could be that.
Not black holes, no.
Yeah. Something going
Like
on.
neutron stars.
Not neutron stars,
Neutron
no.
stars.
No.
Nope.
Standard candle star. I don't know what that is, TT.
But there are more than one kind of standard candle stars, TT guy. Which one am I after?
Well, they're not very standard if there's more than one type. Come on.
Not just supernova explosions, Clive. What kind?
Is it from a binary system?
You're on the right track with supernova explosions, but I need to be more specific. Name these stellar explosions that do not result from core collapse.
You've gone through my limit of terminology.
How these ones work is they have a white dwarf star next to a more massive star, and the white dwarf star sucks matter off the more massive star, and when it reaches the Chandrasekhar limit, it goes supernova. And so these stars always go supernova at the same mass. And that's why they're standard.
Ah, okay. We've got type 1 or type 2.
They're getting
3.
closer, TT guy and Clive. Type 1 is not quite enough.
Type N to the minus 2.
Come on, you can get it.
Come on. Type 42. There you go. That's a good one. Come on out there. You come together.
Type 1 what? Type 1 what? Come on, you've heard of this. You have. I know you have. They are type 1 what supernovas?
Type 1A.
There you go. Clive Wells has got it. Type 1A supernovas. Because you've got type 1Bs as well, you see. So they are type 1A supernovas. Yeah.
I think that's close enough at stuff in the sky.
And they're standard candles because, like I said, they always go supernova with the same mass. And so you get the same light output from all of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, question 7. In 2005, observations with the Chara array revealed that this star's polar temperature is about 2000 Kelvin greater than its equatorial temperature, a result of the fact that it is rotating at 90% of its breakup angular velocity.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's really spinning.
It's going.
Which star is this? Okay. While not Fomalhaut, in 2013, a team at the University of Arizona determined that this star had an inner asteroid belt-like debris and an outer Kuiper belt-like debris belt.
Right.
Which star? No, okay. This star is the prototype of stars which display an infrared excess as a result of thermal emission, from a circumstellar dust disk. Would
Appreciate
that be
it.
Grimm's dusty plasma? Twinkle, twinkle, little star. No, that's not the one.
It's the Christmas star.
No. The Johnson photometric system was frequently standardized so that this A0 main sequence star had 0 color in all bands. Not Sirius. No, you can't be serious.
No, Matt, Mike Smith hasn't found it yet. So,
yeah, after about 12,000 more years, this star will become the pole star as a result of the Earth's axial precession.
Durban?
What?
Durban?
No, I believe that was the pole star in the past, not in the future.
Well, it will eventually become the.
It will
Polestar
eventually
again.
become it again, but not. Yeah.
I can't remember what it's called.
Named second brightest star in the northern hemisphere and brightest star in Lyra, which along with Altair and Deneb is part of the summer triangle.
Okay. Well, they haven't got out there.
You know your astronomy.
No.
Not the Death Star.
I do not.
the second Death Star.
Not the second Death Star either. Or the third one, or the fourth one.
Oh, there's only two. I'm saying Vega because that's a star. I know it's bright.
Okay. Well, there you go. Here are your stars in the summer triangle. And the one that's not Deneb and the one that's not Altair is called
Vega.
Yeah.
Vega.
Or Alpha Lyrae. Yeah.
And
You're
also,
right, Timbo.
it's also a star that's in what's that Will Smith one with the Martian, with the invasion, alien invasions. I can't think of it now. Independence Day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That supposedly came from Vega.
Right, I'm after a person this time.
Oh.
The spinner map is a surjective homomorphism from SL to C to a structure named for this scientist. No? Okay. The Levi Civita symbol is used to express commutation relations between Hermitian quantities J and anti-Hermitian quantities K, which are this man's namesake generators.
Hermes?
Not Penrose.
That's just throwing that out there. I have no idea who you're talking about.
The identity component of a structure named for this man is isomorphic to a structure named for Mobius, an observation that allowed Penrose to derive twistor theory. So you're close, Clive, but not the right person.
Wasn't that a game in the 70s?
Twistor theory. Not Poincaré either.
No idea.
The set of 4 connected components of a group named for this scientist is isomorphic to the Klein 4 group.
Okay. Taking your word for that one. Come on, Clive. You can do it.
A doubly connected restricted group named for this man consists of elements that are both proper and orthochronous. That group is symbolized S0 plus 1, 3. Clive's had 3 guesses so far. Is it 3 strikes and he's out, or is he correct?
He's got Lorenz, and you said Barrack.
A series of 4x4 matrices which are simplified using the rapidity represent operations named for this man which are rotations and translations in hyperbolic space-time.
Well, Lorenz is looking good.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is indeed Lorentz. Yeah. What scientist namesake transform moves between different inertial reference frames in Minkowski space? It is indeed, as Clive said, Lorentz. Hendrik Lorentz.
Okay, bring on the next one.
Last two questions. Okay. Katolika Stanimirovic and Stanijevic used this system to construct an algorithm for triangular polygons.
Well, Paul, if you're having troubles pronouncing him, chance do you think I've got him even knowing him?
Yeah, that looks like you spelt those surnames.
It does, doesn't
it? The company most often associated with system initially implemented a 3-level version before eventually settling on the more popular 4-level version, and later implemented an operating system named for both this system and Lisp.
AutoCAD.
Nope. The programming language Forth relies heavily on this system since it is stack-based.
Unix.
Logic.
Logic.
JM Truth. No. Dijkstra invented an algorithm that uses a stack and a queue to convert inputs to this system. That algorithm can be visualized as a Y junction, which is why it is named the shunting yard algorithm.
Oh, they're all things I'm vaguely aware of, but I can't put it together.
When I name the company that used this most, you'll know.
Yeah.
The 9100A desktop calculator was the first in a long line of Hewlett-Packard products that used this system for data entry.
RPN.
Reverse Polish?
Yeah, see, I told you. As soon as I said the company that used it, you'd know. Yeah, exactly. It is indeed reverse Polish notation. Yeah. Name this technique for representing mathematical operations with operands in front of operators, invented by Jan. Oh, now how the heck do you say that?
Badly. It's probably
It is RPN, or reverse Polish notation. Yeah.
My first CAD system was RPN.
Yeah. Okie dokie, last question.
HP calculator.
An easy one for the last one. You'll get this one easy. J.C. Knight et al. Built the first of a novel type of these devices using a hexagonal close-packed array of air holes that act as a sieve.
Okay.
CYTOP is used to create a polymer-based type of these things, which can also use polymethyl methacrylate and silicon resin.
These the lightest solids in the world?
Sound like it.
One type of these devices has a parabolic profile given by n sub r equals n sub 1 square root of 1 minus 2a multiplied by r over a squared.
Isn't that 2 delta?
2 delta, yeah. Two pi times the core radius over the vacuum wavelength times the numerical aperture gives the V number for these devices, and the number of modes is just V squared over 2 for the step index type of these devices. Oh, that should almost give it away.
If you say so.
Clive Wells.
Oh, yes, Clive, yeah.
The turbo excabulator.
Does it prevent side fumbling?
No. Modal dispersion raises the bandwidth distance product of these devices when they are multi-mode.
Yeah, it's a turbo encabulate, definitely.
No.
Niles Cap pioneered the development of these devices, which contain a core surrounded by cladding. Come on, you've got to know what they are now. Yeah.
Antenna. Yeah, nailed it. What did you say, Ella?
I said fibre optic.
And he was right. Yeah. Name these devices that use total internal reflection to transmit light through silica glass, which can communicate signals at a higher bandwidth than electrical cables. It is indeed.
What? Why didn't you give
fibre
that?
optics.
Why didn't you give that last question first? Then I would have got it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Optical fibres or fibre optic cables. Yes, indeed. And that was your hard quiz for today.
That's for that. Yeah. It was a hard quiz.
That was indeed hard.
I told you it would be hard. I'll do an easier one next week.
Yeah.
No, you won't.
Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah, about time I had another Fleetwood Mac quiz. So.
We had tanks last week, Mr. 42. So.
Let me check. Yes, we have a new all-time high. A new all-time high, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Paul didn't get a single question right.
Oh. See, you should have gone with Lindsay. I did, and I got 2 of them right. Well, she guess. Oh, dear. Mr. 42, I do have one of your videos to play tonight, if that's all right with you. It's run away.
I have nothing right now, but I was working on one.
Oh, no, I have one from a few days ago, where you tried to think about magic fluids, magic liquids. That was the video I was going to play.
Magic fluids, yeah.
Yeah, magic liquids. So
not magic
the intro is quite funny though of that video.
Yes,
I had some fun with Quickie Blinder.
Yes, so if you had no objection to me playing that, I was just about to play that one.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
That's right.
Easy one too, anyway. It doesn't matter what you say.
I'm going to, yeah. It's my show. I can do what I want to. Why is that not showing? Put up the wrong one. Let's go to. I've lost you. Where are they?
We are 30 minutes away as well.
There we go. Mr. 42. There we go. All right, you're looking pretty greenish there, do you?
Good day, gentle people. It's your favorite Mr. 42. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna talk about magic liquids. A big welcome to my latest patron, Sterling Archer. Thank you very much for your support.
What?
Oh, nice, you filled the music out.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris, from New York, Westchester County. It's 11/10/23.
Nobody cares, Chris.
Apart from Mr. 42, he seemed to care.
What makes you think I care? I don't care.
In fact, he cared so much, he asked me to say that I don't care.
I care that us creators let Chris know that we don't care, because we don't care, and I want Chris to know that we really do not care.
And now I think about it, the fact that I just said I don't care implies that I actually do care, which I don't.
I care that you care about people thinking that you care when you really don't care.
Even though saying I don't implies that I do.
I never implied that you do, but if you don't, then say you don't, and I also don't, and nobody else does. We all don't, do we?
I'm so confused.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
It's a Friday. I like to give you something to think about on a Friday, just in case if I'm unable to put a video out for the weekend.
Shut up, Beck.
A couple of things I want to just review here. I'm going to get right into
magic liquids.
Science times bullshit. Science times 2. All right. Anyway.
Hang on. Do you giggle like a little girl when someone says the word science? Okay, that's confirmed.
Voyager 2? Are you fucking kidding me, guys?
No.
I mean, this is to reinforce space. That they want you to still think it exists up there, so they gotta put shit out, you know, nonsense.
Here's the thing, Chris. Even if the thing went completely silent and no data was ever retrieved from now on, it still exists out there.
Like Voyager still being out there after 50 years, 45 years, or however lie they made up 45 years ago or 50 years ago or a half a century ago, whatever it may be, it doesn't make a difference. It's all bullshit.
3, 2, 1. We have ignition and we have liftoff. We have liftoff of the Titan Centaur carrying the first of 2 Voyager spacecraft to extend man's senses farther into the solar system than ever before. Reports coming back indicate those twin large solid motors are functioning perfectly, producing 1.2 million pounds of thrust each.
A couple things I do have a problem with, if Voyager did still exist, is first off, there's a fuel problem.
It will still exist without fuel, Chris. Come on, this is not rocket science.
Well,
I think.
Okay, that would be number one. The fuel shelf life is approximately, I don't know, on a car, maybe about a year you get out of it.
That is for gasoline and diesel. Voyager does not use that.
Maybe a year and a half at best. Jet fuel, about the same. Even if you can go 5 years, I would be quite impressed.
Show us you did your research, Chris. Which fuel is Voyager using?
But this is magic liquid from NASA. That's right.
No, this is hydrazine. Hydrazine is an inorganic compound and was first used as a component in rocket fuels during World War II, long before NASA existed.
Their fuel, their liquid, lasts hundreds of years.
So your complaint is that one fuel is not like the other. Science.
They even said that Voyager 2 could outlast the human civilization, that it could just spend millions of years drifting around the fucking universe.
As you said, drifting. You seem to be under the impression that Voyager needs fuel to keep moving, or even to exist. As usual, you haven't thought this through at all.
You fucking idiots, you gotta wake the fuck up, because bull earthers believe in that bullshit. And that's all it is. Bullshit.
Science.
Apparently back when they launched this, back in the 60s, late 50s.
It was launched in 1977. You're way off again, Chris.
Right around the time, we figured out that the Earth is flat and we're covered with a dome and we have a purpose here. So they had to come up with space and all that, NASA and all that other nonsense.
The existence of space was figured out millennia ago. Then these flat earthers come around and they wanted fame and attention. So they invented flat earth based on lies and misunderstandings. And you're one of the fools falling for it.
My problem is...
I'm trying to think, but nothing happens.
The trajectory and the mathematics of...
Let's see if you can do mathematics.
all of the planets out there as slingshots because they want to conserve fuel, of course. Because once they're out in deep space, which I think it is supposedly out in deep space, fake space. Is that where it is? I think it's past beyond the solar system.
As usual, a well-prepared video.
And forget about that we're, the solar system's like moving like 66,000 miles per hour, But
I know, Chris. Big numbers are scary. And relative speed is also something you're not familiar with.
That would have been gone if it did exist. And the universe, and the galaxy moving at hundreds and hundreds of thousands miles per hour. You guys, you're lost.
You seriously got lost in big numbers. That's all.
You're lost. But okay, back to what I was saying. So it's using the planets to slingshot off, and that's how it manage to get out there now. I can't even keep a straight face and say it. You know, I really can't. How scientists could actually sit down and say this and tell people that this is true is beyond me.
Newsflash. There are people who are smarter than you. With enough data, you can calculate and predict trajectories.
While we're on the subject of planets, Van Allen discovered a belt, the Van Allen belt. It's a poisonous belt, and apparently it's radiation. You know,
Poisonous, Chris? Poisonous?
I think my belief on it was before they figured out that the Earth was flat and we're covered with a dome, space doesn't exist. I think, you know, Van Allen came out. Well, let me see.
I'm trying to think, but nothing happens.
No, Van Allen must have come out with it before we did the launch. You know, that we supposedly landed on a fake moon somewhere.
Before those launches, yes, but not before all launches. The Van Allen radiation belts were named after him, following his discovery using Geiger-Müller tube instruments on the 1958 satellites Explorer 1, Explorer 3 and Pioneer 3.
Once they figured out that there's no space.
They figured out there is no space using satellites in space. Right.
Van Allen came out and said, okay, why don't we just invent the belt? You know, a poisonous belt, a radiation belt, you know, something that we can never get through.
You'll never get through. Do you have a citation for that? Or are you just following other flurfs again from YouTube University?
But then, wait a minute, the Americans, the USA, that's right, us, said we can go into space. Watch us.
Indeed, you can protect against radiation. Who knew?
Now, my problem is...
I'm trying to think, but nothing happens.
What about the other planets? Do the other planets have a Van Allen belt?
Some do, yes. And you would know this if you had done any research at all.
Well, surely they must, because the radiation is coming from the sun. So, let me get this straight. All the probes and everything we've been launching off into space to these fake planets somewhere and sending and beaming back images of all sorts of shit are going through the Van Allen belt, back and forth, no problem at all whatsoever. None.
There is so much publicly available information on this. Options are shielding, turning off equipment while passing through, minimize time inside the belt, and any combination of these.
Okay. But I haven't heard anybody else tell me that are there any Van Allen belts on any other planets out there?
Sorry, Chris. YouTube University doesn't cover everything.
Are we the only one? Well, we seem to be the only one with a moon that's locked and stationary. Oh, yeah, sure, it moves, but you only see one face.
If I'm correct, there are 290 known moons in our solar system. 20 of those are tidally locked.
The only one around, right?
Wrong.
Let's talk about lockdown.
Let's not talk about lockdown. One misunderstood subject from you is quite enough for one day. So that's the end of this video. Hit like, hit subscribe, read the description and take your towel with you. This has been Mr. 42, out. Don't panic.
Well done, Mr. 42.
Yeah.
I laugh at my own video, that's crazy.
Well, it's a good sign if you laugh at your own videos. Unless you found it funny when you did it. Very nice.
It's a bit we in this video there were some music clips used and I think Zoom was set to filter all the music out, so
yes,
some bits were a bit weird on this platform.
Yeah, sorry about that, but
no, that's fine.
Yes, that people can go and see Mr. 42. I'm pretty sure almost everyone I'd have here would be subscribed to you. If you're not, should be.
If not, the channel name URL is here, or at Mr. 42.
Well, I do have a quiz for tonight. I can find it now because I did have it all keyed up and then I had to reboot it. But let's see if I can find it for a sec. Mine is not a hard quiz. I do have a music quiz. Hopefully it works. Let's see if this goes.
You know, the guy that predicted those radiation belts named Van Allen works for NASA. Sorry, Chris.
Yeah, they trust NASA when it suits them.
Yes.
But they're poisonous.
Poisonous belts. I wonder if he thinks there's an actual buckle as well as some blue poles.
And of course, the satellite that confirmed their presence was America's very first satellite.
Yeah. Were 3 of them actually, as I mentioned in the video.
They didn't fuck around with a ball that went beep beep beep.
No. Went a little bit further than just trying to scare everyone.
Yeah, well, I mean, for a very, very first time, a ball that goes beep, beep, beep is not unreasonable, is it?
I guess.
It's a good start.
Yeah.
It's good enough if all you want to do is scare the shit out of the other guy.
You just want to be the first one there and get something up there. Yeah. Yes. It is probably.
Beep, beep.
Beep, beep. Speaking of beep, beep. Okay.
When will the flat
What's
earth
the
to
song?
demand that a camera go on it?
I haven't tested this, so
I hope this isn't going to be a repeat of the one-hit wonders where you picked a lot of British acts that had one-hit wonders in the US and were like huge over here.
well, these are all songs I've heard of, which means that other people must have heard of them because it can't sound very big. And there's also another theme to this one, which I think everyone should be able to fit into pretty much, maybe. We'll see. Okay. I haven't tested this, so I'm hoping it works. Let's see. We'll start off with the first bit. Okay, here we go. So, for those that haven't played before, obviously these are lyrics from a song. And I'll start off with the first letter of the lyrics, and we'll see if you can work it out. Now, notoriously, Farmers is actually quite good at picking these up. But,
I know a lot of songs.
there has been accusations of, skullduggery, but he hasn't seen any of these. I guarantee you. Yes, I'm sure he's heard the song. I can pretty much guarantee everyone's heard this song. But whether you get it is another trick. Any clues? Anyone got any ideas?
Not quite.
Not quite.
No.
Yes, so we might finish up a little bit early because Matt's, for those who might like to look over to Matt. He's having
It
a
looks like
starship
you've got
year,
2 words there with no first letter.
it could be possible. My program is a little bit
2.
random. I'll give
3.
you some more letters then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No one's jumping at it. Star trekking by the firm is not the answer.
No, Star Trekking.
Fleetwood Mac is not the answer. It's a song with words in it. Okay, I'll give you one more go. Here we go.
It's frustrating. I know this song, but I just can't.
Oh my god. Anyone. I think that's it. The next one gives it away.
It will give it away. I can't get it.
Okay.
There's a roundabout, yeah.
Okay, there you go. So, what's the song?
I
haven't got-
This is in Poppy's Trade.
No idea.
No, I'm not. I'm not getting that one.
Penny Lane by the Beatles.
Oh.
I could sing it for you, but let's not go there. Okay, No one got that. That's surprising. Oh yeah, move on. Next one. Now, I don't really expect you to get it from this, but I'm going to give you a bit of a chance. This is not by the
You're
Beatles.
so vain.
Sorry?
You're
so vain. Yes, there you go. Straight up.
Yeah, it's from the first line.
I got You're So Vain. I was trying to work out what the next line was.
Okay, now you've got to come up with who did it. Although I'm sure Farmer's knows.
You're So Vain. Was that Carly Simon?
Yes. So what's the next line after You're So Vain?
You're so vain, you probably think this song is about you.
Yes, that's right.
I'm trying to think who they thought that was about, because there was some...
It's been one of those ones that they deliberately made it vague. Wasn't meant to be Warren.
yeah.
Warren Beatty was one of them, and a few other guys, and
That was it, Warren Beatty. There was a couple of others, and I don't think she ever said who it was actually aimed
because
at.
that would sort of defeat the whole purpose of the song, really, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Yes. There you go. It's so vain. Straight up. Next one.
Quite a good song, actually. She did.
Was that Carly Summoney? Who
Carly
sang that?
Simon.
No.
I
TT
didn't
Guy.
know. I didn't know the artist.
No, TT Guy is Carly Summoney, according to.
She did a Bond theme, didn't she?
Yes. Oh yeah. Next one.
Nobody does it better.
Out of the
Yeah.
Watch that correct. Yes. Anyone? Forgetting anything?
Not yet. No.
I guess out of the for the first three words, but no, nothing more than that.
World.
I'll whistle it for you if you want.
You've already picked it up, have you?
Oh yeah. I know this is. I know exactly what song and who it is.
Okay. You might need to whistle it. Have it after the next slot. No. Irish Stew has picked it up.
Yep. Irish Stew and Room Fond got it. It's Wuthering Heights by Kate Bush. Out on the wild, windy moors, we'd roll and fall in green.
And sorry, someone did get it before.
I
Vim Fondle
was a young
did get
lad,
it,
I
sorry.
was
Yeah. I did mean to say Vim Fondle did sneak in there before Irish Stew.
Yeah,
Possible
Vim
launch in
Fondle was
10
first.
minutes, yes. I'm trying to finish up, Matt, so that people can sneak over and watch you. So.
I've got it open on the other screen. Yeah.
So for those, you want to post your link again, Matt, in the chat for those who want to pull you up? Okay, so we got that one. Okay, Wuthering Heights. Next one. Matt might have sneaked back to his channel. Find his
Be
link.
with you.
Okay, I'll give you another some more letters there.
Yes, so please.
As the clock counts down to today's flight test.
I recommend you go over to Matt's channel. I'll put up Matt's channel on the as well. You can watch this flight. Anyone got this one? Okay, let's give a couple more letters in there. I don't think maybe this might be a little bit hard for even you farmers. Didn't mean it to be.
Oh. Some
Okay.
in it tongue. But I can't finish it off.
Hey there, matey boy. We're so pleased to be with you. Yeah.
Yeah. Look around, see what you do. Everybody smiles at you. What song's that?
It's ELO, which is of course the Electric Light Orchestra, and Mr. Blue Sky.
I think it's Mr. Blue Sky. That's
From
great.
the album Out of the Blue in 1970 something or other.
I
got all their albums.
Okay, next one. Oh, I put up this two, or might have put up the wrong one. I think I might have put up Toons one rather than. I was Mr. Toon watching Matt's
What were you
one.
on about?
Oh, I've just put up on. I thought I put up Matt's video, but I think I may have put up Toons by mistake.
Okay, let me have a look.
So this is definitely Matt's video.
No, you've put up Matt's channel.
Oh yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
no, it's the same one.
fine.
Yeah, it's okay. I was a bit worried there because Toons popped up on my notification, so it came up. Anyone? Okay, let's move on. Next one. Nope. What if I said the color purple?
Oh.
What
No, that's not
artist?
helping.
What artist invokes when I say the color purple?
Yeah, I'm not completely au fait with his work, I'm afraid.
No. Okay. The word that's in big bold letters there. And it's not the chicken song. Prince did not do the chicken song.
No, he didn't.
He did a few things.
Batman.
It's a Batman dance.
I'm not familiar with that work.
Yeah, during the Bat song. Okay.
Okay.
It'd be familiar with the Batman movie. Familiar with Prince's work with the Bat dance. Okay. Obviously, no Batman fans in the audience tonight.
Hey, Timbo.
I like the Batman films. I'm just not a huge Prince fan.
Timbo, I think the presumption that just because you've heard all these songs, we must know them is failing.
Maybe it is. Well, definitely that one. Okay, the last one. I only knew it because I knew it from the song, from the movie. Oh yeah. No. All right, we'll go with another one.
No, that's not leaping out at me either.
Oh, maybe it's another one. No, lyrics aren't reaching out to anybody. Okay, that is from The Devil Inside, which is the next.
Oh, In Excess.
Yeah.
I've got the greatest hit somewhere. I haven't listened to that in fucking ages. Maybe I.
Which is the next song, The Devil Inside. No Inside.
Yeah, I can hear it now, but I just didn't get that.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Oh, here we go. Which number am I up to? Huh? Okay.
This is broke.
What do we got? We got an answer?
We have a visitor.
Hey, how's it? Everyone's watching that thing. Let's switch over to that. Oh, come on.
Yeah, it's only 3 minutes away.
3 minutes away. Let's put it over so anyone who wants to watch it doesn't miss it. Okay, they are.
Oh, hang on. She's gone. Oh, that's Guns N' Roses.
It is.
Really?
Yes. Sweet Child of Mine.
Sweet Child of Mine. Guns N' Roses.
She's got a smile that it seems to me reminds me. Yeah, it took me a while to
Well
remember
done.
it.
Well done.
I know my music.
Yeah, so Matt's got
there we go.
2 minutes left on this one. So
Yeah, let's watch that go bush. Have we got time for another one?
one more.
Yeah, we got one more. 2 minutes 22.
Oh,
I think.
blimey.
Let's finish this one in 2 minutes. We can do it.
We can do it.
Maybe.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I'll give you some more letters. Speed it up.
No, not this one.
No.
Okay.
Oh, Hungry Eyes. Yeah.
Hungry Eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't remember who sung that one.
Eric Carmen.
That's the one.
That's the one. Let's switch over to this. Is Matt
see
saying
Charlie
anything?
Martin complete.
Let's have Matt say
Major
anything.
event we're going to hear, hopefully, is the flight
short
director go
lifespan.
for launch at T-minus 30 seconds.
Need Matt to say more. Come on, Matt. Say something.
As we're coming up on T-minus 1 minute, when we get to T-minus 40 seconds, we'll just listen in. Last time, as you recall, we did hold at 40 seconds. It took a few seconds for the clock to recover, so we're going to watch that. And as we press to T0, we're going to watch and listen the second test flight of Starship.
Hope it goes better than the first one.
Hope so, yeah.
Yeah.
Use your angle. It should be heading north.
T-minus 30 seconds.
I wouldn't crack just yet.
Back the ramp recycle.
I think we have a go. That's why they clap.
That's why they're clapping.
41.
Stuck at 41?
Yeah.
41 seconds. It stopped at 41. Was that your doing?
No, they've held it 41.
Oh dear.
Uh-oh.
I stopped at 40. And
Back at Hawthorne, we're at T-minus 30 seconds in holding. We had a rapid recycle. We've not heard anything over the countdown net as the team works both first and second stages. We're going to monitor the nets here for a minute.
Yeah, man. And hold their breath.
Got a little bit of an update. We're continuing to hold at T-minus 40 seconds. This is the normal hold point for Starship, as we talked earlier. Sounds like we're working just late pressurization on, I believe, the second stage. Team is working it. All the other systems are on hold right now at 40 seconds. We can hold here for about 15 minutes or so before we would run out of window for this morning.
Zebulon, we know they can't fly in space.
Right now they're
it's not
working
in
on
space, it's
filling
on the
pressure
ground. It's
vessels.
just flying from the ground at the moment. Then it can get
And
to space.
ideally, we'll be able to solve this and come back and release the clock at T-minus 40 seconds. We're going to continue to listen and monitor for another few minutes.
I'll have one more. Let's see, quiz. Oops. Go back to there. I'll monitor that. Okay. Well, we're waiting. Possibly pressure. Ah, okay. So it's Matt. Okay. Nothing? Next one. And have some fun.
Yeah. Well, I haven't heard this one in a long time either.
Oh, hang on a sec. Back to launching.
Oh,
Oh.
I'll tell you afterwards.
2 minutes 15. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have liftoff.
Stand in the right direction, set down.
Vehicle pitching downrange.
Chambers pressure nominal.
There she goes.
All the rockets are firing this time.
They appear to be, yes.
Yeah.
We are T plus 40 seconds into the flight of Starship. 33 Raptor engines powering the first stage.
Power and telemetry nominal.
We've heard power and telemetry nominal call out. We're heading downrange over the Gulf of Mexico.
Yes, they're beyond good point. They know rockets can't fly in space. It's all CGI, balloons,
And that call out tells us Starship is through the period of greatest stress on the way to space. Now the next major event is hot staging in just over 90 seconds from now. To get ready, the booster will shut down all but 3 of the Raptor engines. Clamps holding the 2 stages together will release, and the Starship's second stage will ignite its engines. Starship will then separate from the Super Heavy booster and head to space. And at the same time, the 3 engines that are still firing on Super Heavy will flip the booster around. 10 more engines will ignite for the boost back burn, putting the first stage on path for a splashdown in the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah. Looking so much better than the first one.
Yes.
Yeah.
All looking good so far.
Engine power continues to look nominal on 33 Raptor engines. We're about to shut down the first stage and perform staging. Let's watch and listen.
And acquisition of signal Houston and New Orleans.
Booster engine cut off.
Okay.
There we go.
Stage separation.
Ship
That looked to work perfectly. Perfect.
Successful hot stage for SpaceX's Starship.
Incredible views of our Super Heavy booster. And as you can see, the Super Heavy booster has just experienced a rapid, unscheduled disassembly. However, our ship is still underway with all 6.
Power and telemetry nominal.
And we just heard there, ship avionics, power and telemetry nominal. All 6 engines are lit, as you can see from the GUI there at the bottom right-hand side of your screen. Now, we did know that the
booster blew up.
that hot staging was going to be
Yeah,
incredibly
but Starship
dynamic.
is still
We
on
knew
its
that there was a
way.
chance that the booster would not survive, but we're going to take that data and figure out how we can make the booster better for the next hot stage.
Yeah, that hot staging put a lot of load on the top of the booster, and of course it flipped around there, a lot of dynamic stuff happening. But ship is still going strong.
And it's doing great. Right now, the ship, the second stage, is on its way. Like we said, you can see all 6 of its engines are ignited. The next major milestone for the ship will be the shutdown of those engines, or SECO, second engine cutoff, which if you follow our Falcon 9 launches, familiar terminology there. So far,
Beautiful.
If the altitude is correct, it's already in space, 134 kilometers.
Today to get to hot staging, to get ship on its way to orbit, it did that admirably.
Yeah, we definitely asked.
Starship trajectory nominal.
All right, great news there. That trajectory for ship is
Acquisition of
nominal.
signal, Cape Canaveral.
Once again, Starship's second stage. It's firing those engines, and as you just heard, everything's looking good. Now, for the ship, we wanted it to survive hot staging, which, as you can see there by that little dot on your screen, it did. We also want to basically demonstrate that the successful startup of those engines, demonstrating controlled ascent, which is what it's doing right now, and eventually orbital insertion. We are hoping to basically send this around the Earth, and if it makes it this far, splash down in the Pacific Ocean, a couple hundred miles north of Hawaii. Now, if we get that far, like all of that sounds great. Secondary objectives for ship, again, continuing to gather engine data and about its health, performance.
Nominal ship chamber pressures.
Great news there. That tells us that the chamber pressures inside of the Starship, again, that's that small dot on your screen, basically the propellant
Starship engine cutoff should be around about 8 minutes and 30 seconds or so.
User interface showing us which engines are lit. So the 3 center sea level Raptor engines on ship are gimbaling engines. The 3 outer engines in the triangle, the larger ones, are Raptor vacuum engines.
Hey, we'll come back to that. Hey, farmers, what is it?
It's Lionel Richie all night long.
All night long. There you go. That is true. And that's it.
There you go.
You come back. Well, we might watch Matt sings for a little bit. I'll turn him down.
Yeah. To dissipate for re-entry. And so we're actually
that's unfortunate. That guy sounds a bit like David was.
That's a little bit.
Got that same sort of nasally twang to his voice. Oh,
except he makes sense, which is what makes it.
Of course, he makes sense. Whereas Dirth is just
David West doesn't.
A lying scammer.
I occasionally listen to his stuff, but I don't tend to put him on the show because it's just so con man stuff. What he does.
Oh, it is. It is. It's fucking awful.
It's not like these other guys who are just deluded. He's just a con man. Nothing more.
He's made a fair bit of money out of it, hasn't he?
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Just that stupid bloody app of his.
Yeah. Well, other people think it's wonderful. But it's like it's just an app based on Google Earth. One of the fakest flat Earth maps you could possibly do.
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Seco, it stopped accelerating.
I can't see it now. Turn the lights back on.
No.
Well, all the down on the bottom here, all the rockets are out. Oh, the engines are off. Sorry.
They're standing by.
Bit disappointed that they're not going to attempt a proper landing as well.
Coming up on the projected time that ship would shut down its engines.
Speed's stopped. Is it still going? Oh, there it is.
As you can tell by the excitement from the crowd here at Mission Control Center in Hawthorne. There's a great view of our Star Command Center. That's our control center at Starbase Texas. The crowd here, Mission Control Center behind us in Hawthorne, everyone is super exciting. What a successful day this has been so far.
Super excited.
Yes. Waiting acquisition of signal. Yes, we don't know where it is.
They lost contact.
Yeah.
They lose contact. The Earth's flat. There's nothing to get in the way. I don't know what they're worried
No,
about.
yeah, well, we lost contact.
So engine cut off. Hasn't been confirmed yet. It's been and gone at that point.
The big objective today.
$148 kilometers up.
So we are going to head into the coast
Long way.
phase. Planned for the next about hour and 5 minutes. We'll be returning
halfway
around the
from me to
T+1 hour
Sydney.
and 15-minute mark. And that's while we're waiting for Starship to continue on to its
That
next
way.
step for
Go on,
re-entry.
get out of the way.
We're not totally sure what video we're going to get, and that video comes normally by overflying ground stations, but we don't have a ton along our flight path. So fingers crossed that we will get some via Starlink on this mission since we're testing that out.
I'll turn it down.
Also, give us a moment. We are hearing some
Could be.
chatter on the net, so we're going to try to parse that for you.
Well, there you go.
So they're having trouble acquiring signal.
Yeah, it was much more impressive than last time. So how many more are we gonna? I wonder how many more of these we've got to do.
Well, at some point they've got to nail the landing, haven't they?
Yeah, I suppose they've got to be absolutely certain before they put anyone in it. Hey.
Yeah.
It's a fair call. There you guys go. Good back.
Watching all this space stuff. Farmers, have you seen Scott Manley's latest video?
No, I haven't watched that one yet.
He's looking at some aircraft that could probably be at RAF Luton.
Yeah, I've seen the thumbnail for. I know what you're on about now. Yes, yes. Why he does ask why are they still using them? Well, because they have to be, because all these photos have to be taken from a Canberra.
Canberra bomber. It's a rule.
And he's right. I mean, I'm not sure how much of the original aircraft are still left on those airframes, because they have been much modified, but they are basically Canberras from the 50s, you know.
Yeah. That's what
The prototype Canberra was from the 40s.
Oh, yes, that was just after the war, wasn't it? Was it 48, something like that? I think 49.
About that.
Yeah,
I think they were actually working on it before the end of the war.
Yeah, because it bears a lot of similarities to the Meteor, doesn't it?
Yes. I just want to point out, TT guy. Yes, they did fire the CGI team this time, and they had to actually use real footage. How dare they? Actually, live footage.
Yeah, that's how the thing exploded and you could see it.
Yeah, that's right.
Hmm.
They always explode, but this time you could actually see it because CGI wasn't overlaid.
That's right. That was well set up. Yeah, that's nice.
Successful launch, also successful hot staging, which is the key part of
No,
the
Matt's
thing.
just talking away. Oh, well, I might call the show to an end. Those who want to do. Anyone got anything to say? Open platform just at the moment.
No confirmation of that, so they can't track it or anything.
No.
Stage.
I'm saying
No.
no. Oh, thanks, Mr. 42, for popping in. Good to see you.
Welcome thank you for having me.
Yeah. And I'll say goodnight to the Peanuts. And you guys want to say goodnight to the Peanuts?
Yeah,
Yep. Like peanuts.
Yeah.
See you,
Good night, Peanut.
See you, Peanuts. You say what you Matt's channel, and we'll catch you next time. See you guys.